What's up, good people? What's up, Sneed?
Man, I'm cold chilling. Friday night.
Yeah, the same.
Man, some weeks are longer than others. This was a long week.
This was definitely a long week.
I don't know, man. Stuff at work was just like,
Yeah.
I mean, it was like complication after complication. You know how like you do one thing and then you discover you got two other things that you got to do?
Oh my gosh, yeah. You're not gonna tell me
That has to be the worst feeling ever. Like you do
this
one and then two get added. It's like, what the hell?
especially if you know that the first thing is right from the beginning, and then you have like the two other things that where they don't understand about the first thing that's right, and you got to explain yourself, and then it's like, okay, yeah.
So what I find to be the worst thing is I'm the type of person, I'm about that action, boss. Like I'm about getting stuff done, right?
No.
And I really don't like saying no. I like saying yes. Time frame, when does it need to be done? I got you. That's what I want my response to be. But like there came a point, man, where I'm just like, how am I gonna do one thing and then two, three things coming at me? I can't even get to the second thing from before. I'm already on the fourth and fifth. How?
Yeah.
It can't get done. There's not enough hours in the day. There ain't enough Red Bull on this planet. There's just no way.
I know. This is Friday. It's the best. That's what I look forward to.
Yeah, man. What up, B? What's going on, B?
Good evening, guys. What's going on?
Good day, sir. How do?
I'm hanging in there. Busy, just doing some things around the house, but it's been a good day.
Yeah, man. Friday, here we go. Let's do some hellos. I see some of the members here in the chat. Big shout out to MS, who always makes his presence felt in the live stream, holding it down. I think he's got mod squad duties too, so appreciate you, MS. Thanks for all that you do. Raging Dusty is in the house. Salute to you, Reader. John is here. He is part of the hashtag More Chicken crew, in case B didn't know.
I was unaware. Welcome.
Yes, that is hashtag More Chicken crew. That's what it is. South Joe is here. I like this comment from Raging Dusty. Verizon still sucks, but better than US Cellular. All right. I don't know if that's a win, but we'll take it. David is here. Snap. What up, Jay? What's going
Can't
on?
please everybody.
Brother Will's in the house. I know. It's true. You can't. Oh, D-Gap, it's been a while, man. Good to see you. Hope all is well in your world. Rolando, hey, man. Verizon down in my city. There you go. Verizon being trash once again, per usual. PA Tech said, you saw that crazy 85 uplink I got on Dish yesterday. Man, that's crazy, bro. I think the best I've seen is like 45 to 50 megabits. They don't have the bandwidth on air here. Like they got 10 megahertz at N71, 20 on N66. And that's pretty much it. And they do good with it. It's like 250 when you're near the site, 150 from a mile, 50 from 2 miles. And then like once you get on edge cell, it's like, oh, you go inside and it's like 5 megabits down, man. It's tough. That's it. We're caught up here. S22 can't do N70. Yes, you are correct, sir. And that's additional bandwidth, man. I'm missing out. I will be upgrading soon. We'll see what the Pixel has in store. Maybe I'll get me a Pixel 8 Pro or something, and then we get a Dish eSIM on there or something. I don't know. Is that possible, Jay? Is that something I could do? We'll see. Anyway, on the docket for today, shout out to TJ. Let's start with there was one story, man. I always like to start with some wireline business, so we'll start there. But real quick, don't forget about this. All right, your creators work very hard to create content on a very regular, consistent basis. We try to produce high quality content. So if you want to show your support and you're able to do so, you can buy us a coffee. The link is in the description. And also I want to make something clear as well, because I haven't really been talking about it in my videos. I was very aggressive about it for a while, and then I kind of backed off because I didn't want to aggravate the SMT Nation. But I want to bring something to your attention. The Mint Mobile $15 per month plan is ending at the end of October. So if you guys want to take advantage of this deal, you basically have until Halloween, right? We're just a few weeks away. So all 3-month plans, $15 a month, right? So even the unlimited plan, which is normally $30, now is currently $15 per month. It is over at the end of the month. So everything's going to go back to normal pricing. The $15 month goes to $30 on the unlimited, the 25 for the 20 gig, 20 for the 15 gig, and then the 5 gig is $15. So the promotion ends, the deflation promo, they really hung on to it for a few extra months, and people have taken advantage of it. But it's coming to an end. It's official, and my partner, Mint Mobile, does a really nice job of offering great value. I'm sure they would love to continue to promote this and push this, but it looks like that promotion does have a termination date. So take advantage of it. mintmobile.com/Sneed. Use our partner link. You'll save the ducats and you'll be helping in supporting the channel. David's got it linked for you. It's in the live chat for those of you that want some quick access to it. You got until Halloween, folks. Pull the trigger and get yourself the nation's largest and fastest 5G network on the T-Mobile network. The GOAT in 5G, as they say. So you're getting, high quality 5G networking and at the best price in the game.
Get yourself some mint.
Yeah, that's right. Minty good save, Brad.
Yeah. Literally nobody says that.
Nope.
Except for us.
All right, guys. Let's go with this one here, this story. Google Fiber update. 6 steps towards a successful BEAD deployment. You know how we've been talking about, like, we're getting these, like, kind of sort of semi-regular updates from Google Fiber? It looks like it might be part of BEAD program dollars and, like, all these different action plans and proposals. So the BEAD program, I think it's valued over $40 billion, and I think that's where Google Fiber is getting involved. It's with those opportunities, and that's why you guys see it in these really random places, in like the middle of nowhere or very, very small towns. It's areas that maybe don't really have a fiber provider already, So basically Google Fiber comes in, builds, and then they're the one, And I think they're pushing for additional funding and opportunities as well. And here's some of the stuff that they're talking about in what they're calling the 6 recommendations that are related to this broadband deployment, right? And we're talking about fiber and wireline build-outs. Take advantage of one-call centers. 811 centers enable utilities to mark their assets before new excavation projects occur. So, look, I'm not preaching to the choir here. I have a couple of guys on here that know a thing or two about wireline businesses. How big would this be, right? If there was a complete overhaul in like the deployments, right? So we're talking about like digging, excavation, the physical labor and the space occupation of putting in this, this fiber, right? So avoiding delays, probably some inadvertent contact. I would say that probably lack of qualified personnel, what we could call as deployers, right? Yeah, I think that would be huge. Item number 2, streamline permitting. Create standardized resources for cities and counties to simplify the permitting process. Online one-step shop for submitting permits, streamlining the application, inspection, and review process. A requirement checklist, automatic online tracking tools. Okay, so those are the first 2 things. What do you guys think as those, you two are the best people to ask here. What do you think of those 2 things getting addressed? The first one was a one-call center, right, for excavation projects. And the second thing would be the streamlining of the permitting. Have you guys come across issues in this part of that kind of deployment and build for fiber and wireline?
So basically, your 811 centers for misdig, right? So basically, the purpose of that, it's it's kind of like the 911 for wireless, right? So basically, what they do is they'll go ahead and they'll market out the fiber, areas with like flags and stuff like that, and spray and paint, spray paint usually. And this is so that you don't hit any gas lines, any underground electrical lines, any sewer lines, stuff like that, right? So they're a valuable, resource, and you have to use 811 and call for a mistake every time you put fiber into the ground. Okay, so having the 811 centers established is good because this allows more resources, and it allows everybody to be on the same page, and allows municipalities and cities to coordinate better with the other providers, being Google Fiber. And the second point, which was
That was the streamlined permitting.
yes, this is not permitting. This is like a two-step process. It's once you do you get the mistake information with 811, they stake it out, and then the permitting process with the the local townships and the zoning and the cities and the commissions, right? That's your next step. So that every town, every city is different. Everybody has different rules and regulations. But to have something universal saying, hey, okay, this is what Google wants to put in here. This is how many homes they're going to pass. This is how many customers they're going to serve. Will you let us build? Right? They can't do anything unless they get approved by the city, the zoning commission, stuff like that, right? But again, it's it's different for every time. So if they can streamline that, if they can, the goal here, it seems like putting up a tower, but the goal here is to make the people on those planning commissions, on those zoning commissions, happy, right? So if they can kind of streamline it, saying, hey, this is again, this is how many customers like to serve. This is the speeds we're going to deliver. This is the businesses we're going to hook up. They're pretty much selling what Google's going to say. This is the investment, right? This is the investment that we're going to bring into the community, for schools and for businesses, right? So it's the kind of the game plan. But they can make it go faster. More power to them.
All right, B, let me get you in here on these two items: the streamlining of the permitting, the 811 centralized call centers.
Yeah, I mean, if they can find ways to increase funding for 811 to be able to make that process go a lot faster, to be able to work with contractors and all the utility providers, electrical companies and whatnot across the country to be able to get that process of getting EL underground marked out, water marked out, gas lines and stuff marked out, so that telcos can then come in and do what they need to do. That would be great. Same thing with the permitting process. We've discussed this before. The FCC under the previous presidential administration, I thought did a solid job of trying to streamline the permitting process for wireless services. If that could be somehow expanded to wireline services, that would be great. I've said this before. There's 3,000 counties and or cities across the country. That means there's 3,000 different ways of doing things as it pertains to putting fiber in the ground and or even putting it in the air. So if we can find a way to kind of streamline that process, there's a lot of red tape involved in building these networks out, and a lot of times that red tape is what prolongs the build process. So anything that can be done to make that process faster, make it more streamlined, benefits everyone involved. So I'm all for it. And I mean, if we're talking about these two things, starting with those two things, it makes a lot of sense. And I think it takes a lot of headache out of the process.
Yeah, good points. There's a few additional details. The third item was promote broadband choice and competition for residents of multifamily properties. Ensure that consumers are aware that multiple ISPs exist. We all like competition. I don't think anybody will deny that. If one or two more additional choices came your way, you would be thrilled as a customer. The fourth item, states should designate a liaison to coordinate with cities on broadband buildouts, best practices and permitting, guidance on navigating general challenges. So you kind of get a middleman to come in and kind of work representing the state in their best interests, and then the ISPs that want to build, whether it's a fixed wireless access, wireline. I think more so the wireline piece, just fiber building, right? That becomes important, and encouraging communities to consider and use innovative deployment processes and construction techniques such as micro trenching that speed deployment and cut construction time. Yeah, you never really hear about this kind of stuff. There's no glory in the building of wireline networks. All we want is fiber to our premise, right, B? But like we don't we don't know what really goes into this, man, right?
Don't trigger me, Sneed. I don't even don't trigger me. Then I'm gonna be good tonight. Don't trigger me, man.
There's definitely a lot of work to it. There's more than what you guys think. I mean, if you think about it, you have to coordinate not just all the permitting and digging and all that, but it's electricity. It's what facilities do you have there right now? I mean, do you have electric hookup? Do you have, you know what I mean? It's a huge deal. Do you have enough real estate to do it? It's definitely a huge deal.
So Zero Cool, here's my takeaway. I mean, this is from Google, right? They proposed this.
Yep.
They're basically saying we'll do more if this was there.
Yeah, I mean
right. Isn't that what they're signaling? They're basically saying like it's difficult to do this. You guys got to get these obstacles out of the way, right?
Absolutely. It's like, it's the whole, field of dreams, right? You build it, they will come, right? So that's the thing, because Google they got the financial backing, obviously. They got the money, they got the power to do it, they got the resources. It's just saying, hey township, hey cities, enough with the bureaucracy.
Right.
If you want some massive investment in your town, in your community, for your businesses, for everybody, let us in. So
yeah.
Well, this is obviously very aspirational. They're talking to the federal government when they're talking about these 6 steps, because the BEAD money is coming from the Fed, so they're talking about those guys, and then of course sprinkling in state and local municipalities as well. You can tell from the article itself, Google is a new player. They're coming in with a fresh set of eyes. They're very aspirational. They're very, we can change the world. I certainly admire that, but we'll see what the tone is 5 to 7 years from now. We'll see what they say, because I tell you, a lot of the ideas that they have, they're not new ideas. They are things that I'm sure telcos have asked for in the past and continue to ask for, and everybody in this country seems to kick cans down the road until a problem happens or something, something bad, and then you have to try to address it. So good to see Google coming out with these things. I guess kind of welcome to the industry a little bit, kind of dip your toe in. But I don't see a lot of the things that they're talking about changing. I would love to see, for example, 811 improve. The Fed just really needs to put more funding behind 811 to make the process just better. You need more personnel. You need people to respond faster. You need contractors to respond faster, to do those markings and whatnot on the highway and whatnot. All that stuff, it needs to be a well-oiled machine. If they really care about this, it's going to take more investment on those on that particular end, for example. Then as far as the permit process is concerned, call me crazy, Sneed, but we have 50 different ways of doing things in this country, as far as 50 different states, and 3,000 different counties. It's too much.
So 3,000 different
it's
ways
way
of
too
doing
much.
things, actually, right?
Yeah, 3,000 different ways, Sneed, and it's too much. And then you have everybody saying, "Hey, we want this internet service, and we want it now," but this is 3,000 different ways we want you to deliver it. It's very much so unrealistic. This country, there's too much red tape involved in it, and that's kind of how our forefathers designed it. That's how they want it to be. But the disadvantage to it is when you want to move fast, when you want to pivot, you can't, because you've built all these processes and structures that are designed to stop that kind of thing from happening. So it is what it is. But so it's a very, very big undertaking.
Yeah,
so
but the Constitution does not mention fiber optics, so I just thought I'd throw that out there, dog.
It does not. It does not. It didn't. They didn't have that sort of foresight. But again, I'm one of those people. I'm one of those people that believe that the Constitution is a living, breathing document. It's supposed to be made to adapt and to adapt. Excuse me. And this may be one of those times. The FCC isn't in the Constitution either, so Perhaps it's something we could do to kind of try to, streamline some things and make things a little bit easier. So that's my take.
Well, there are checks and balances that can be created to reduce egregious things from happening, but without an egregious exception, you want fiber optics, so why pretend like you're in the way of progress? You want it, so
Because everybody doesn't really want it, in my opinion, Sneed. This
No, they
sounds good
want it.
until
They
people
want
start.
it. They don't want the growing pains of it.
Exactly. Internet sounds good until people start digging up your
Everybody
your
wants a
soil.
baby until they get pregnant, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it
Nobody
just kind of
wants
is
to
what
go
it
through
is.
the 9 months, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like you
Nobody
said,
wants
it's
to change diapers. They just wanna, have, a magically some 16-year-old ready to go, you know?
yeah, man. It's like you said, there's no glamour or glitz in building wireline networks. There really isn't.
Not
It's
at all. Not at
it's
all.
it's it's manual labor. That's what it is.
It's
It's
tough.
manual labor. So
It's tough. It's
yeah.
tough. Alright, man. This news is actually pretty big, man. I actually think this is gonna lead to something bigger than we know. AT&T and Gallaudet Gallaudet University
Gallaudet.
collaborate to make football more inclusive with the world's first 5G connected helmet. Digital in-helmet display offers deaf and hard of hearing athletes and coaches a new visual way of communicating powered by 5G technology. AT&T just released this, and it is a helmet, a football helmet that's probably going to find its way into, I guess, some experimental applications and use cases in college universities, I would assume. People that are hard of hearing, uh, deaf, could be some kind of like a visual limitation, because I see that they're like talking about getting a visor on there that shows like football field assignments and things like that. It's going to be used in Division III NCAA football during this home game against Hilbert College, and that's, I guess, tomorrow at noon. So this is pretty damn sweet. Now here's why I'm saying this could lead to something bigger. The only thing bigger than NCAA football is NFL football. And which company, in terms of wireless carriers, is the NFL partner?
Verizon.
Verizon. This is not a product that is being developed, implemented, and deployed by Verizon. So I'm looking at this in two ways. Does this get AT&T in conversations with the NFL? If it becomes successful, if we get a Gen 2 model, if it becomes a game changer, right? Or is it a situation where like Verizon's like, hold my beer, I'm going to make one of these real quick, kind of deals. What do you guys think is going to be the outcome of this? I'm just curious. I know it may seem like pie in the sky, but like with low latency networks and the way that these carriers are building networks in stadiums now, especially Verizon, and this is another thing I mentioned, is that does this mean AT&T is going to start building private networks and specifically tuned frequencies for these helmets in stadiums? That was another thing I thought about. So anyways, I'll start with you, B. What's your take on this, man? Where do you think this is going for AT&T, and do you think it has any other implications for the industry?
Certainly sounds like a pretty innovative product. Um, for the hearing impaired, for the people who suffer from that, you can certainly see how that would assist them and give them the opportunity of being able to play
Yeah,
ball.
assistive technology,
Um,
right? Yeah, exactly.
yeah, it makes sense to me. Yeah, I don't see why not. Um, it's interesting. I'll say that. We'll see what happens.
Okay. All right. Let me get you in here, Zero Cool. Your thoughts on this?
I think this is more situational, to be honest, especially for like IoT stuff like that. This is a great device that the accessibility assisted customers can utilize. Um, one thing that AT&T has a huge advantage over everybody else, especially Verizon and T-Mobile, is they have AT&T Labs. Okay, this
Yeah.
is where that stuff is born into. This is where that stuff is developed. They have had AT&T labs since since the invention of computers. Okay, um, it has always been a powerhouse for new innovations. It, their AT&T has always had that lead over everybody else. They're always inventing something new. I mean, T-Mobile would be the first to something. AT&T was always inventing something new. Verizon always have the best service, but yeah, this is good. It's just I could see them. I could see AT&T developing more things, more devices, more products, especially like you mentioned earlier. They use specific frequencies and specific applications for it. Um, I don't think AT&T's done in this sphere, right? So, and they definitely have the labs to do it, for sure.
All right. I do see some members chatting in the live chat. Big salute to them. Tech Guy 32 says it's basically ADA compliant football helmet. I do not believe you would need 5G network since you could most likely use private Wi-Fi. True.
No.
But I think what ends up happening in this case is you could build the private network through 5G frequencies specifically that are like licensed spectrum, right?
Of
So
course, yeah.
you want to get away from Wi-Fi probably, I think, because of that situation. I think having the flexibility with network slicing kind of makes sense for this. So
Yeah.
I think that's kind of where it becomes more like a standalone 5G thing.
A lot more secure if you do it through licensed.
Correct. Zero
spectrum as
trust,
opposed to
that kind of thing. Yeah. Verizon would have a hard time making another helmet without being sued by AT&T. That's a possibility. AT&T is best suited for this, coming from Mike Johnson. Big salute to Mike. I'm not sure when you became a member, Mike, but thank you. Yeah, that's what Zero Cool was saying. He would agree with you.
I mean, both companies, both AT&T and Verizon have labs. Verizon has labs all across the country, in most of the major markets in the country. So they have a lot of the testing and innovative stuff that's
Yeah,
going
but they
on
don't
right
have
now.
Neville Ray, dog. They don't have Papa Ray.
Who?
They don't have Neville, dog. Neville the Pebble.
All right. Anyway, so
come on,
man.
Neville the Pebble, dog. Come on, bro.
Stop it, Sneed. But yeah, man. So I think either AT&T or Verizon will be able to pull this off. I mean, it definitely seems like something that's worth looking into and investing in. If they can implement a product like this that's safe, IoT solutions generally don't take a lot of RF power. So if they can implement something that's safe, and allows for more people to play ball, I'd be on board with it. It makes a lot of sense. I think most people would. This is for college football, so maybe AT&T does the college thing, Verizon does the NFL. I don't know. But I mean, it definitely makes sense to explore.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
We talk about two different entities. Yeah, two different entities. So
yeah. Hey, we got our first super chat of the night. Shout out to the homie S Blue Tech. Appreciate you, man. The spectrum process is managed on the federal level, not the states. So ideally, the permit process should be similar, like the previous FCC tried to do. Doubt we'll get it because of politics, though. Interesting. The infrastructure piece is not the spectrum piece, right? So that's really where the trouble is. It's the deployments of the infrastructure, not so much the airwaves. The airwaves is not really a problem.
exactly.
It's really
That's what I
about
was
building
alluding
the
to.
sites and managing the sites, right?
Yep. Because just like Tech said, the spectrum is administered and regulated by the Fed, the federal government, but these permits to build, that's regulated by the counties and cities that are being built in. So again, 3,000 different counties with 3,000 different requirements and restrictions and all this other jazz. I mean, there's got to be a way to streamline these things so that we can have faster deployments of the technology that everybody seems to to want. So,
All right, good stuff. This next story, this is just a deal in case you guys were looking for, a solid price on the Pixel 8 Pro. You guys were on the live stream the other night where we talked about the Google Pixel 8 and the 8 Pro. We had a pretty good time talking about the device. I think some people got their first deep dive into that phone. Most people are buying Galaxies. Most people are buying iPhones, and they don't really look at the Google phones. And I think it is a legitimate replacement for someone who's sick and tired of the Apple ecosystem. Doesn't want to pay premium pricing for very average hardware. Maybe that's the case. You can get a better value with the Pixel lineup. $699 for a Pixel 8, $999 for a Pixel 8 Pro. You're getting this immense suite of software-defined features, generative AI that just makes your life so much more productive. I don't have to sell you on the Pixel. You guys can go back and watch that live stream. But there's a deal now with AT&T that I think is worth your considerations. And I guess it's going to keep you locked in for 36 months. You guys know the AT&T way. You'll have to pay probably the sale tax on it. But if you have the AARP discount and you've got all those different types of things with AT&T, this thing is going to cost you nothing, right? You're going to basically get it for free over those 3 years.
60-day
And
unlock if you get it paid off. Remember, they changed
yeah, but here's the thing, Zero Cool. You got to be on for 36 months to get the full value of the installments back. Right? So, that's the only thing about AT&T deals is 3 years, right? But a free phone is a free phone, and this phone's going to actually have software updates, long-term software support for 7 years. I'm not keeping a phone for 7 years. No way in hell. But 3 years? I mean, yeah, especially for the average person who's like not trying to upgrade every year because it's freaking expensive, right? So you can get a Pixel 8 Pro valued at $1,000 for free, but you just got to play ball with AT&T for 3 years. So that's going to be your best option, I guess. If you're looking for other deals, I think both T-Mobile and Verizon are doing the 8 for free. I don't know if they're doing the 8 Pro for free. And of course, like some of these will, involve a trade-in with some of these companies, so you got to consider that. I don't know, man. If you guys are, I don't know if you guys are AT&T customers, you got lines with AT&T, and I know some of you in the live chat probably do. Is anyone out there looking for a new phone? If so, tell me if the Pixel 8 Pro is on your list. It's in your target. It's in your crosshairs. Because we did the live stream, we covered what the phone brings to the table. My only thing is, what's the modem bringing to the table this year? Is it the same modem as the last one, and it's going to offer you little to no benefit if you have a 7 Pro? I mean, you're getting a slightly larger battery, I think now. You're getting some new display technologies. You're getting an enhanced camera experience, the lifestyle features. There's a bunch of new stuff like that. But some people might scoff at the modem. But other than that, man, really is a great deal. I don't know. I don't know. The Google phone itself is the fastest growing smartphone model in North America. Faster growing than the iPhone, faster growing than the Galaxy phones. Did you guys know that?
Yep.
Yeah, well, you know now if you didn't know. All right, so let's see here. Let's see what these folks are saying. Reader John says, must be talking about me. I think he's considering a Pixel. Brad says, will the Pixel 8 Pro be good for people who are PWM sensitive? I'm not sure, man. I have heard good things about, Google's built-in settings and all the features that are in that assistive suite of things. I'm not sure what this particular model brings to the table that could be better or different. I think it might be something worth researching. I just don't know offhand. Tech Guy 32 says Verizon the same 36 months. Yeah, it's a long time, man. That's why it's good that they're giving it long-term support. Brad saying he's interested in the 8 Pro. Yeah, it's a good phone, man. I don't know which color I would get. It was what, obsidian and some kind of like black pearl. There was a off-white pearl or something. And then there was the blue. I don't know about Bay. I think it was called Bay. Raging Dusty's getting it. Zero Cool, you in the market for this phone or no?
No, I'm not. Sorry.
What do you got?
I mean, I got iPhone 14 Pro.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna wait until probably my next phone upgrade is whenever if they put 12 gigahertz, maybe that's a maybe in a phone. That probably won't, but I don't know, or at least until like the last Qualcomm comes out. But that's probably when I'm gonna upgrade my phone again.
So you might sit out the rest of this year plus next year?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Ah, got you. Okay. So B, are you sitting out this year and possibly next year, or are you looking at an upgrade next year?
Maybe next year, but I mean, I have the S23, so well, the S20, I think I have the S23 Ultra, so there's really no reason to get anything else right now. But maybe next year or possibly maybe 2025, I'm not sure. But right now, I'm not really in the market for a phone at this time. So.
Michael, I don't know if getting a phone for Wi-Fi 7 is worth the upgrade, like if that's just your target. But it's nice that it has Wi-Fi 7. I know some other phones do. Aren't there a couple other models, international phones that have Wi-Fi 7? I'm not sure if
The Xiaomi maybe have it.
Yeah, I don't, but I think it's kind of cool. Okay, the Motorola Edge has Wi-Fi 7. So yeah, that puts them in kind of like a unique, Wi-Fi experience. So if you have like gigabit Ethernet to a router, you can get on your Wi-Fi too. Ain't that right, Zero Cool?
That is correct. Oh yes.
It's kind of amazing, man. Gigabit Wi-Fi, man. It's wild.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I mean, the cool part is, I mean, you're gonna have a gigabyte on cellular with mid-band, and then you're gonna, switch over to your Wi-Fi. That's a gigabyte.
You might hand off from your house on a gigabit connection,
right?
to
Exactly.
your cellular on a gigabit connection. It's
Exactly.
crazy.
Yeah, that's some good stuff right there.
You remember the conversations 10 years ago, dog?
Oh, I
When we
do.
were happy to get 30 megabits.
Uh-huh. And then we were so, I think probably like the tumultuous time was when we were able to reach 100 megabytes.
Yeah, that was crazy. I think the first carrier to do 100 megabits was Sprint.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
actually.
I think they did it with
their
Band 41. They did it
WiMAX.
with they did it with 2 carriers of Band 41.
Yeah, yeah. Good times. Good times.
Shout out to Sprint, dog. Yeah. The gift that keeps on giving.
Trash.
Hey, don't hate, bro. They were the ones. All right, don't hate.
Especially the commercials. Oh, I miss those.
Yeah, cool, huh?
Yeah,
That was
I
classic,
miss it
bro.
so bad.
All right, so this is a damning report here, man. 5G analysts are turning off 5G on their phones. That's a damn shame. Mike Thelander of wireless network research company Signals Research Group, SRG, doesn't want 5G on his phone anymore. His 5G connectivity problems are getting worse, and I had enough of it. That's his quote, man. Dang. All right, so what is this guy saying, man? He's a 5G analyst. He says, I've just about given up on 5G for now. The problem may be unique to me, but it follows me wherever I go, and it occurs far more often than I'd like. He's turning off 5G. He is sticking with LTE. He said this is a quite astonishing and brave post from someone who absolutely knows what they're talking about. Big respect. That's from disruptive wireless analyst Dean Bubbly. Okay. Okay, so it's assumed based on the tone in this article that Thelander is talking about AT&T. He says that the issues lie primarily with the provider's implementation of 5G, not due to his phone or his location. He says he's witnessing these issues across multiple phones, including the S22, S21, as well as iPhones. And he said he has experienced them all over his localized region of Minneapolis and while traveling. He believes that the issue stems from NSA 5G and the fact that the networks rely on an LTE anchor band and that the interaction between NR bands and LTE bands is unstable and creates opportunities for disconnections. He does believe that with the SA version of 5G, since it removes the need for the anchor, it could potentially be the solution for these types of related issues. He said, quote, if I then disable 5G on the phone reverts to a low band LTE channel. I then have a data connection and I can resume syncing my email, web browsing, or whatever. Guys, he is a 5G analyst. He is basically saying 5G standalone or 5G non-standalone networks are unreliable, inconsistent, jittery, latency inconsistent, problematic at its core. And he has turned off 5G, man. What's Zero Cool, man? You're a network guy, bro. You are one of the most experienced RF guys I know. Does he have a point? And do you think he's going about this the right way, or do you think this is specific to him?
I think he does have a point. I think his points are valid. I don't think when he has his 5G icon on his phone, I know he's probably expecting 4 gigabytes up and down from a mid-band channel, which is not going to get that. Okay, he probably hates the words NSA.
Mhm.
So I get where he's coming from, right? And to be honest, when 5G first came about with the NSA standard, the option 3, yeah, it was pretty crappy, really crappy actually. Okay, it's gotten a lot better. Okay, but I get where he's coming from. Now, would you say that if he's using AT&T, would you say the same thing using T-Mobile? And the reason why I say this is because T-Mobile has shifted all their, even though they're kind of still on this hybrid cloud with SA, but still they shifted all the spectrum over to 5G. He's not going to have much left on LTE, right? So, I get where he's coming from. To me, it's a valid concern. I think maybe his patience has ran out, I guess. But it's whatever. There's 10 people that are enjoying their NSA 5G, and he's the only one that's not. Whatever. It's like going to a movie theater, seeing a movie. 10 people like it, one person absolutely hates it. This is pretty much what this reminds me of.
Wow. So, S Blue Tech offering some proper perspective. Clearly someone forgot what it was like going from 3G to LTE. I do remember that, and it was rough, man. The thing about the 4G LTE is it was there was a lot of towers that had to be constructed because with 4G, you started playing with the AWS, right, which needed a tighter tower grid than the low bands we were seeing previously. And of course, 4G LTE power transmission is lower than 3G, right? So you have literally a physics reach restriction between frequencies and power levels, so yeah, that's definitely part of it. Let's get B in on this, man. What do you think about this guy's take, man? He turned 5G off.
I mean, must have been a slow news day for Light Reading and Mike Dano because I mean, okay. I mean, if one, okay. I mean, if you want to turn it off, then okay. Yeah, I mean, okay, turn it off then. I mean,
So you think this is a nothing burger, but I'm saying this guy is an analyst within the industry, and he's saying he turns his shit off, and this is supposed to be some revolutionary connection, right? The next generation of wireless networking, man.
yeah, and I mean, everybody's not going to have the same experience, I guess, but the vast majority of people that I've come in contact with haven't had this sort of issue. It doesn't mean that it negates what he's going through, but one industry analyst turning off 5G for their carrier isn't anything that's not newsworthy in my opinion. But again, I acknowledge that slow news days do happen. And you got to create something out of nothing in order to keep people clicking. So maybe
Yeah.
that's what Dana was trying to do here. But this means, I don't want to say it means nothing to me, but this is, par for the course. It's minute. It's a temporary issue, if at all. I'm assuming it'll probably get resolved here in the near future, and we won't remember this article ever again.
Good stuff, B. I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right. Fierce Wireless has this article. Deutsche Telekom, parent company of T-Mobile US, now offers a commercial 5G network slicing service. Deutsche Telekom partnering with Mavenir on 2 projects focused on making money monetizing 5G network slicing. The slicing requires the SA5G SA core. Deutsche Telekom announced that back in April of 2022 that they would be utilizing Mavenir's cloud-native converged packet core. If that sounds familiar, this is basically the same thing that T-Mobile is doing, but I don't know if they're using Mavenir. I think they're using a different company, maybe Nokia. I forget. But anyways, Deutsche Telekom will be offering the first commercial network slicing service, stable broadcasting of live events, 5G live video production service. So they're going to be doing that, providing HD video streams on a network slice, special equipments on satellite vans. All right, so we've got a proof of concept where they show businesses that it's easy to submit the service request through Deutsche Telekom. They have a customer portal. You request a 5G network slice that is tailored to the needs of your business application. And, with the use of APIs and things like that, they can kind of build those things for the businesses. And all of it becomes automated, right? So basically the consumer or the business makes the request and the network gets built for them, which is kind of cool. I know Mavenir is big within the standalone 5G space. We know Dish has been working with them behind the scenes as well. What do you guys think about this? And how much longer do we have before North America networking, mobile network operators? I know T-Mobile has talked about this, and that's their parent company. But like, how close are we to having like us as consumers going to businesses and utilizing their private networks and their slices? Like, when is this going to happen?
I think that, to be honest with you, I think it's going to happen simultaneously because you need, you need the SA core to offer the network slice, right? You need SA to do it. I think it's going to happen at the same time. That's just kind of like my take, and we're kind of already seeing the glimpses of it. Verizon's got a 5G SA core, cloud core, so does T-Mobile, and the network slicing follows suit shortly after. So I think it's the reason why I say this is because they're just saying, okay, hey, here's a slice. But in the reality, what's going to happen is you're going to have multiple slices for different industries, right? Like the healthcare industry,
Yeah.
the automotive industry, the security industry, the whatever, the military. Okay, so this is just them kind of saying this is them taking a huge pie, cutting it up, really quick, and saying here's your slice. But they're gonna cut the pie 100 billion different ways, in the future, right? This is just what's the best cut type of deal, right? So that's pretty much the name of the game. So yeah, it's gonna happen. You know, SA core, SA equipment, network slicing, and it's gonna be a pretty good thing. So I'm actually pretty excited, especially about like the T-Mobile piece of it. So
We talking about 2024? Maybe some of this
um,
picking up some traction? Is that too early? Maybe 25, 26?
25 and 26.
Mm.
That's yeah, because there's a long process to it. You really have to get you not just have to get this stuff in motion, but you really have to get all the spectrum moved over. Verizon still has to do that, right? And the customers need to utilize it. So it's a process. It's not just a one and done type thing. There's lots of, moving pieces and parts that go into it.
Possibly more proof that Verizon and AT&T are behind T-Mobile when they see something like this. B, let me get you to chime in on this.
I mean, this is great for Dutch Telecom. I mean, it's definitely progress, for their company as far as being able to launch this product. I think here in America, the use cases are still being implemented, still being developed for that particular service. But I know network slicing, of course, is one of them. Verizon has, a standalone core up and in service. It's just not nationwide yet, to my knowledge, my understanding. So it's not like they're not playing in that space. I think AT&T is the same way. I wouldn't rush this out just because our friends in Europe have this particular service now. You want to get it right. You want to make sure that it's reliable. You want to make sure that it's ready for prime time before you turn it up for your entire country and your entire network, especially when, utilizing the LTE core via, the anchor channels, that was, being discussed in the last article. That's working really well for Verizon, for example. It's working really well. Their results are impossible to downplay. When you look at root metrics and stuff like that, I mean, they really are dominating at the metro market level, and they've shown some pretty good improvement in the state drives versus last year as well. So I don't think they're in a hurry to go standalone yet. I think they'll get it done when they deem fit, and I personally don't have a problem with that. I mean, people are getting gigabit speeds utilizing the LTE core, so I mean, there's not much bone, meat left on the bone. People are getting tremendous experiences versus what they were getting before. So that's what it is.
Good stuff, man. We're gonna definitely see some action with this. It's developing. Let's do one more thing, and then I think we'll just kind of open up the show to some folks. We'll start taking more of the commentary that's in the live chat. But this one's actually kind of interesting. Verizon engineer traces rogue RF signal to the edge. Let's see what this is about. All right, so Verizon has this new, I guess, company segment called Test Force, which is, going to all types of RF environments, trying to figure out what's going on with the network on these edge type situations where things get rough. And Verizon wants people to know about it, so they've been discussing it. They made videos for it. They posted news releases and bulletins on their websites. And it's a team of wireless engineers and technicians who are looking for issues, trying to find where there's interference, where there's noisy conditions, and enhance the signal quality for Verizon customers. And it says here that, they found a spot, and they found it, they tracked it down, and, they're addressing it. They're trying to fix the spike in dropped calls, different type of, quality metrics that are being, jeopardized with respect to like data speeds, packet drops. And I would argue that that's probably typically what's happening for these folks. It's the data sessions that are becoming disrupted or less than ideal, whether it's like slow or unresponsive. But they've been, people have been reporting issues at Verizon ever since they've really tried to ramp up their upgrades. Like, you got to remember, guys, like Verizon shut down 3G. Verizon has been upgrading and modernizing tower sites with 4G LTE technologies. They're hanging antennas and radios for 5G networks. There's a lot of factors in here, and I'm not making excuses for the engineers, but things can happen. And when those things are modified, changed, who knows? Zero Cool, the azimuth could be different than it was before. And there's some kind of new interference factor involved, and that type of stuff. And, like I've talked to some Verizon engineers before, and we've talked about like, different types of filter technologies that have been added and supplemented to some of these tower sites, so they're working through these things over time, and it's kind of cool that they're doing this and it's kind of public. And I think that's something we often as consumers don't think about is good, clean RF signal versus just looking at a data speed test. We speed test, but it's not the speed test that's important. It's like these other underlying issues that happen on the RF side that we don't really have the tools to analyze. So the fact that Verizon is putting in like a response team or a hunting team looking for these things. Zero Cool, what do you think about this whole like Verizon task force and what they're building here?
I mean, yeah, this is nothing kind of new. I mean, I did this when I was at ZW. Um, yeah, I mean, you pretty much you analyze the source of interference, whether it's going to be um, internal interference or just from yourself, and it could be anything from like antenna connections or radio connections, bad connectors, RF connectors, whatever. Versus outside interference, whether it's like some construction sign or somebody another tower or radio station, what have you. Yeah, I this is good that they established a task force now. But yeah, I mean, for example, one of my I can tell you a couple of mine that I actually hunted down. One was caused by a transformer from power company. It was a leaky transformer actually that was causing noise.
Hmm.
The other one was a nearby T-Mobile tower, right? So, there's different steps you can take, but no, this is good that they have a task force now to, mitigate these issues. And this shows that, Verizon cares. It's just plain and simple, right? So, um, AT&T, T-Mobile, yes, they do the same stuff. They have the same, but it's just Verizon. What I love about them is they they're very committed. They put it front and center. They do it. If they try to. Verizon's motto is as do it right the first time. Now if there are issues like in this case in this article, they will try to tackle it and mitigate it so it doesn't happen again. Versus some of the other these companies where it's like, oh, fail forward fast, right? So, no, this is good. Just shows dedication. It shows that the will to be the best, and it shows that Verizon takes their network very seriously, and then they have the engineering manpower to do so.
All right, good stuff. Let's get B in on this.
I concur. All that is 100% correct. Zirkle's right. My hats off to Verizon for this. Just like you said, it's not a new concept. It sounds like this has just kind of been marketed, for people to actually be able to know this, that work like this is going on and that it has been going on. I think it's pretty smart. Makes sense to make sure people understand, as much about the troubleshooting process as possible. I think according to that article, the issue was with someone on a boat that purchased a cell repeater, and that happens a lot in the industry, I'm sure, where people kind of take their issues into their own hands with respect to network performance, and oftentimes they break stuff even more without really knowing that they have. So, engineer for whatever company, they break out the Yagi antenna and do what they need to do. And if they need to get the FCC cease and desist letter, then they do that. And most customers are willing to comply. They don't want any trouble. They just were trying to, I guess, improve their signal in that, in whatever given area that they wanted to improve the signal in. But you get that stuff turned off and things go back to normal. So it's good to see Verizon kind of putting this out there that this is actually a program or these are actually job functions that they do in order to preserve performance or even improve it. So it's good. It's great.
All right, so I want to comment about this. Like I have reached out to Verizon on a couple of occasions for a couple of troubled locations, like where there were some weird RF things going on. And weeks and weeks and weeks went on without a response, and then I finally got a response, and they told me everything was normal and fine when it's not. So I, as a customer who is going above and beyond what I should be doing as a customer, I should be paying for the service and getting a quality service. The fact that I was trying to help the company troubleshoot an issue, I was doing more than my share of expectations. My response, if the network isn't good, should be to leave and go to a carrier who offers better service. But obviously I have a more objective outlook than that. I'm not just going to make a decision on, you know, one location or whatever. If it was multiple locations or frequently problematic, in my experience, that would be a different story. But like just the whole interaction with, the rep that I was talking to, and they wouldn't let me communicate with, no email. Like I couldn't get to an RF engineer. I couldn't get to a quality assurance engineer. I don't think that should be the case. I think there comes a point within an interaction between a customer who has RF issues, right? There should be like, maybe it takes a couple of steps and maybe it takes a couple of interactions with an entry level technician or customer care rep. But eventually, if the problem can't be solved, level 1, level 2, there should be a level 3 that's like, okay, let's get to somebody who can actually configure these sites and actually look at propagation characteristics, noise and SINAR and interference and those things. I think that's the missing piece. We
Um,
I just want to say one more thing, Zero Cool, and then you can chime in.
Yep.
I don't know if you guys follow the NFL, but there's a player by the name of Russell Wilson. He was the former quarterback of the Seattle Seahawks. He's currently the quarterback of the Denver Broncos. So this guy won a Super Bowl and he's on top of the world. And now you would say he's gotten too big for his britches. It got to the point where his teammates had to like make an appointment to talk to him. And one of his teammates was trying to reach out to him like after a bad game. He just wanted to show his support and say, "Hey, look, Russell, I know you had a bad game, but we got your back. We're your teammate." He couldn't even contact him. He had to talk to like a publicist. He had to talk to a secretary. So what I'm saying is there comes a point where it's like you can't deal with entry level people who don't have solutions. At some point, I think there is going to be one of the carriers is going to create this. I don't know who it is. But one of these days, there's going to be a carrier who figures out a process and finds a way when there's a customer who knows what the hell they're talking about, they get them to a quality assurance engineer who also knows what the hell they're talking about, and they fix the problem. Because you can't sit there and I keep having the same problem at this place, and you tell me that the engineer said everything is fine. Bro, do you know how aggravating that is when everything is not fine? Either you're lying or you're passing on the buck and there's nobody to go to. You see what I'm saying? Like it doesn't exist. I don't know. These things have like dead ends. They go nowhere. And I'm speaking from a frustrated standpoint of a customer who knows what they're doing with respect to the network and has a fair expectation and is offering help. And when someone offers you help, you take it. You don't shit on them, I guess is my point. Go ahead, Zero Cool.
Yeah. So like it does get to tier 3, and then when it does get to tier 3, they do email like the quality assurance engineer at that point, and then if you can't figure it out, then it goes to our RF. So it just the process that is kind of the process. So you just have to complain a bunch to get it to like a tier, a
You
tier
you
tech
want
1
well
or tier
well
tech 2, tier
Zero Cool,
tech
you wanna
3.
hear something crazy? I had a
Sure.
personal friend reaching out to Verizon about a bad small cell.
Uh-huh.
They told him, "Stop reaching out to us or we're gonna terminate your account."
Oh, geez. Yeah,
They sent him a
that's.
cease and desist letter. They said, "We
Oh
tried to
no.
fix your problem, everything is fine. If you
Yeah, I
don't
mean,
stop, we're cutting you off."
yeah, I mean, there is Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile. They do have extensive monitoring tools to monitor the network, to monitor every single. So basically, you can monitor actually down to the cell level, right? They're not just the sector level, but the actual physical cells, logistical cells that are within that sector. Um, you know, cell IDs, right? So, um, Yeah, I mean, but sometimes things go, unnoticed and missed. But no, I hear you. But it's just the other thing is it's going to take. It usually takes about 100 customers, sometimes maybe 200 to actually have like an RF engineer look at it. If you get enough complaints, then yeah, it's gonna bubble up and it's gonna be in his email box to look at. So
But Zero Cool, not everybody is so bold. They'll just say,
right,
signal's crappy here, and they just accept it.
well, no, I
But
agree.
if it's
No, I agree.
impacting 15, 20, 30 users on a sector every day,
Hmm.
the
Yeah, no, I agree. It's just the way it works, for big companies, unfortunately. But I agree with you.
yeah, I wonder if any people out there feel what I'm saying or if they've experienced it. It is frustrating. Vinny said, went to a store, found local engineering email, called for his phone. They weren't supposed to give it to me, but he did. Came to our house. He said everything is slammed. Nothing he could do. Oh, wow. Well, in that case, I guess there's nothing he could do. Maybe they put millimeter wave. I don't know, to offload some of that. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, yeah, frustrating. All right, what do you guys think we open up the StreamYard airwaves to some of the folks in the live chat?
Yeah.
All right, let's do that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the StreamYard link in the live chat. You guys can use that. You could join us here on the panel. You don't have to share your video if you don't want to. Just make sure that you are on a stable connection. As quality as you can get. Preferred if you have like an external microphone, like headset or something. That helps with like feedback and echoes and stuff like that. If your connection is unbearable or your audio is bad, I will boot you. You could try to come back in, but if it becomes problematic, we will bid you adieu. All right. So we got our first friend in the StreamYard. What's up, Manny? We're gonna get you going here. Manny, you good? Thumbs up. Oh man, did we lose him? Manny, thumbs up. We good? Okay, we got him. Manny, what's up?
Not much. Just saying hi.
Hey, good to see you, man. What's going on this Friday, man? What are you up to?
So working from home and I'm finally off.
Uh-huh.
So it's just a hectic week.
Yeah, I hear you. It was rough for us too, man. We were all in agreement. It was a long week. So tell me, Manny, which carriers you use, man, and who's been good for you and who's been bad for you? Well, I think we have our answer of who's been bad for him. He's frozen in time.
Okay, so originally it was T-Mobile prepaid. Then I moved to Virgin Mobile. Then I moved to Sprint. Then my mom kicked me out of her Sprint account, and I went to my own Sprint account when it was still limited.
Mhm.
And then I moved to a AT&T prepaid MVNO, and then I went back to Sprint because it sucked back then. And then they
So are
did a
you with
little
T-Mobile
change of
now?
SIM for the T-Mobile thingy.
Yeah.
I heard about, and I actually listened to your channel, and I heard about the identity theft issues and all those personal data information. That kind of scared me though, because I mean, you want to save your social security like a freaking more worth than money though,
Yeah.
because I take care of my credit.
Yeah.
So I moved to AT&T prepaid.
Okay. Which deal you got, that the unlimited plan, the 65?
No, I have the Walmart plan.
Oh, yeah, so you got the deal. It's about $50 or something?
Well, when I got it, it was 45,
Oh, you got it.
but
So you're a
they raised it to
legacy.
50.
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
good deal.
it's now 50 more. They raised it like a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. They raised it for like $5.
Yeah, yeah, I remember when they raised it. I did a video on that because I knew that a lot of people like that plan, and I mean, it kind of sucks to see the pricing go up, but it's kind of become like the standard in the industry for, lines of service to increase, every so often.
I mean, imagine those people on the limited Kickstarter on Sprint. They're $15 though. They're beating inflation huge time.
Yeah. Well, the inflation is real, and the inflation is impactful with labor cost. So
It
these
is.
carriers are like, look, we're paying employees more money. We're gonna have to push these additional costs onto the customer.
Right, but AT&T is working fine for me though. It's not the best, but it's not the worst either. It's like good enough for what I want and what I do. Like I
Is-
do 4K videos I watch HDR videos because I have an Android phone, like the S22.
Mhm.
So like the Netflix and the Disney Plus, a lot of content is in HDR. So I like the HDR part. YouTube Premium as well. I like to watch HDR videos, so it works pretty well. I went to Canada last June over there, and it was working great over there. Like I can abuse the system over there. I can see why Canadian people actually like the AT&T prepaid.
They do, and that was a bit of a problem for a while. They were preventing, people from buying AT&T plans and then using them natively in Canada.
They
I
have
was
T-Mobile.
well, there's 4 networks in Vancouver. One of them is called Telus.
Uh-huh.
The other one is called Bell, Rogers, and another one called
Ellis.
Freedom. So I
Oh,
was only able to connect to 3 out of the 4.
okay. But it
And
was
the one
good
that
enough
worked the
coverage.
best was called Rogers.
Rogers. Okay.
Yeah, and I was getting like 800, 600 to 800 megabits in downtown Vancouver.
Wow. Okay, so they
Yeah, and
they had a mid-band 5G build out already when you were there?
I guess because it
Hmm.
was, I mean, the pings is like over 100 milliseconds. So
Oh, damn, that's because you're roaming.
yeah, but the speeds are like, I mean, I was able to stream videos, live stream videos on Facebook, so it was nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good. I mean, I was listening to radio, like live radio, not the Spotify pre-recorded stuff on my way over there.
Hmm.
The maps were working great. Phone calls were clear. Um, but yeah, I was in Vancouver
Yeah.
and it was working pretty well. Like if it was working in the US, basically.
Yeah. I think AT&T, like you hit the nail on the head. AT&T, I believe, the way that their plans are constructed and the way that they give customers network access, I think that experience is really, really good. Like for Verizon, if you're not on N77 or C-band or 5G whatever, the experience can be lesser. It's like noticeably less enjoyable. It's more restricted. But if you're on the 5G ultra wideband, it's fantastic. That's the thing about the AT&T network. I don't have to be on a particular frequency to have a really, really nice experience. And then with T-Mobile, I've had my issues with their calling reliability, and I've had my issues with their video calling, so I don't rely on them for those purposes. So I
It's
think you
funny that
nailed
you
it on the head. It's the things that you're able to do on the AT&T network that make you very pleased as a customer.
it's funny that you mentioned T-Mobile though, because when I was in Sprint, I had a decently good signal and I didn't have any slowdown issues. It went slow down when I moved to T-Mobile when they gave me the T-Mobile SIM card when I was still on Sprint. And then I can see like spots where like it was super slow, like below 1 meg, and then other spots like they were super fast.
Well, you got to remember it was a different network core, right? You were on a totally different network when you were on Sprint, and your Sprint plan was probably a lot better than whatever the hell the T-Mobile version is.
Yeah,
And once you reprovision that account, that SIM card, it's different. And I think a lot of people experience that too, man. You're not the only one. People used to tell me that, they
yeah,
they
and
were
then
running on native Sprint and it was better.
yeah, and when I was I live in Eastern Washington, so it's very rural. When I'm in the cities or in the towns, I get signal, I get decent speeds. When I went to the middle of nowhere, driving, for example, when I was in Sprint, I was roaming on US Cellular. With T-Mobile, I lost signal completely. I
Oh,
was like on a dead zone.
got you. So you said that while AT&T might not be the best, you said they've been working really nicely for you. Well, who is the best then?
Between US Cellular and Verizon,
Really?
yeah.
US Cellular. I've never heard anybody say that, Manny. Tell me
No,
why.
because where I live in Eastern Washington. I mean, you see US Cellular everywhere.
Oh, so it's kind of like a regional thing.
Yeah, it's
Gotcha.
a regional thing in my area. So I go to the Hanford side over there in the desert.
Mm-hmm.
US Cellular and Verizon are working great.
Yeah.
Um, AT&T is decently working great as well, but I mean the signal is a little bit weaker. I still can make like just listen to radio, the maps, making phone calls, but like a big stream, it's not okay. With
Hey,
T-Mobile,
Manny, tell me what, because you've had AT&T for a while now. What did the FirstNet do for your AT&T experience? Like, you remember back in like 2017, 2018 when they got that whole FirstNet thing? Did that really change the network for them in your experience?
when I had my first time of AT&T prepaid back then, I was getting 15, 20 megs at most, and it was a little bit crappy. And I was paying, eh, yeah, and it was crappy though because I think they restricted the video. I never had issues with the phone calls getting dropped. And the
But
whole reason
video
why I
was
went
probably
back then,
restricted
and
to
then I went back to
480p, right?
Sprint. Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole reason why I went back to Sprint, because I was a Sprint, AT&T prepaid, and then I moved back to Sprint, is because of they have this Kickstart plan where you pay like $25 a month. So I went back to Sprint because of that.
Okay.
But I mean, nowadays, yeah, it changed. Maybe because it's 5G now, and back then it was 4G
I mean,
only.
they definitely upgraded a lot of their tower sites. I mean, they got the FirstNet contract. They had to start competing with the Verizon network. That's the bottom line. That's what the whole FirstNet thing was about. The first responder network has always been Verizon. So when AT&T landed that contract with the FirstNet Authority, it changed everything. Now the American consumer is able to benefit from that network build of modernizing the tower sites with all the band 14 gear because AT&T just upgraded the whole site with everything, and now every customer can take advantage.
Yeah, no,
And
well, I mean, yeah, I mean, I can see the difference though, because I get like in rural Eastern Washington, I get 300, 350 on AT&T, and before that, I
5G
used to get like
plus
25, 20.
LTE,
Well, it's 5G.
5G. Okay,
Yeah, and it's not the 5G plus; it's just a regular 5G.
got you. Okay, so Reader John, you've been listening in. You're from a rather remote part of the country. Talk to me about these things, man. Do you share the same sentiments as Manny?
Yeah, well, it's changed a lot over the past. Let's see, I've been out here 7 years now, and it used to be Verizon was the king, and but the king on band 13 was only pulling like 14 down and point 0.2 up. Now it's kind of shifted because I want to say they have like 90+% market share out here, or at least used to, and everybody's on the towers. So as people have gotten nicer phones and there's more people out here now since it's been growing exponentially out here. Um, more people on a tower that wasn't meant for a lot of people is pretty much crippling the Verizon network out here. And then AT&T swooped in. What was it? 2018, I think it was. That sounds about
Mhm.
right.
Yeah.
And we started getting band 14 everywhere, and it started alleviating some of the problem. A lot of people noticed it that were from out of town, and they started telling other people, "Hey, my AT&T is working out here now,"
Yeah.
because it used to not. It used to be like how T-Mobile is right now, which is practically non-existent. So
I've always said that part of the reason Verizon is congested is because the other carriers didn't do anything for so long.
correct, yes, absolutely.
And so many people were like, yo, I can't trust any other network. I got to be on Verizon. I know it's slow, but like my
But it's
calls and my
everywhere.
texts are always available,
Yeah,
and sometimes the data doesn't work well, but it's like I might get some speed islands from these other carriers,
hmm,
but it's not going to change like my overall experience if I don't have a network 10% of the time I'm out of my house. So that's
exactly.
basically what it was. It was Verizon had high market share and in these remote areas, it got legacy. So
Mhm.
they've had to do their own upgrading, and the other carriers had to do their upgrading too and compete. Like, let's be honest, man. For almost 10 years, Verizon was like the only game in town.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
from like 2005, 6, 7, 8 to like
Mhm.
2016, 17, 18. You know, if you were asking anybody who do you have and who do you like, they usually said Verizon always works, and Verizon's got this big network, and it comes through as I need it. And then some of
Yeah.
that shifted in 16, 17, 18, 19
Mhm.
as T-Mobile had started to densify their network and got the merger and
Yeah.
created more capacity, and AT&T got FirstNet. And it's like, well, I guess I can start messing with these other, but
Yeah.
it took time, right? Like people had to tell their family and their friends, look, I've been using AT&T and it's good, or I've been using T-Mobile and it's good.
Well, if you dig through the Sneed's archives there, where he does the history of the different carriers, you'll notice with Verizon, the reason. Well, I mean, while we have like that infamous or famous "Can you hear me now?"
All right.
is because they were gobbling up all these little regional carriers. And they
Yeah.
still technically do that, but not on the scale they did back then. And they really push coverage to the max. Has that been sustained over the years? Me and B might disagree on that, but I mean, T-Mobile is the goat now. No, I'm just kidding. But
All
no,
right, guys.
I don't even have T-Mobile.
See you, Manny.
Nice to hear from you guys.
Good to see you, man.
All
Thanks
right,
for
have a good
chiming
day.
in. You
All right.
too. Thank you.
Man, I didn't even get to ask Manny if he had Tim Hortons or a poutine.
Oh, damn. Yo, we got RLV Tech USA in the house.
Yeah, what's up with the new name?
What up, man? Tell me about the new name.
The new name is the game.
RLV stands for Rollin' in Las Vegas.
Rolling the big, big stuff. Stuff.
What's up, Rick? What's happening, bro?
I be dashing through the snow on the run horse open sleigh, making all the dough while listening to the big YouTuber. Hey.
Ricky, what's good in your world, man?
Oh, I'm just trying to survive. I'm loving
Yeah.
Vegas so far. It's nice. I haven't been here since January. So, but yeah, making some money. I was doing my training today for my new job. I got an investigator job. I'll be doing the busting people for insurance fraud. There's plenty of that going around here. So,
Damn.
so yeah. So how you been doing?
Not bad, man. Life's been busy. Just trying to do as much as I can in a 24-hour time frame. Sleeping a little bit less, trying to do more, but what are you gonna do,
Oh
man?
yeah.
Life comes in waves,
yeah.
and you just kind of take on the challenges as it comes, you know.
That's all you can do.
So Ricky,
you
traveled, you drove like 90% of the USA's length. What's what's your take, man? Who'd you use? Which carriers, and how'd they perform, man?
Oh God, they're all a mess. With DC going on, they're all a fat damn mess. Definitely, sir.
Which states did you drive through, and what were the experiences like from the carriers you used?
Well, I drove all the way through Florida, of course, and I went up and I drove across where the hurricane went across, and there were still trees halfway in the road and stuff. They were still cutting trees out of the road from that hurricane on I-10. Then I went over to Mobile, Alabama. Then I went on over through Louisiana. Oh my God, the roads were horrible, but I actually had service the whole way. I mean, there was only a couple spots in West Texas where AT&T didn't work, and a couple spots where Verizon didn't work. Of course, I didn't even try Skunky because that was a waste of time. All you would get is rabies and smell like a damn skunk if you had tried that shit. So you know how that goes. All that damn fake 5G just rubbing off on you, man.
Rick,
it's really bad for you, man.
Rick, talk to me, and big shout out to David. Thanks for the coffee, man. Thank you so much. Rick, talk to me about Western Texas. Who'd you say didn't have service? Was it both Verizon and AT&T were lacking?
Yeah, some spots, every now and then a spot that there would be no tower, and then it was both. But Verizon was definitely the winner. I mean, there was a couple spots where Verizon didn't have a tower, but the AT&T did.
Uh,
Same in Arizona. I went through the gorge, okay, between Phoenix and Flagstaff. I went through that gorge. It was crazy. Nobody worked. There was absolutely no signal at all.
how
When
many
I got
miles?
to top of the hill from the gorge, there was a lone AT&T tower up there by itself. I caught that for a little bit, and then it
Ricky, how many
disappeared.
miles? How many miles didn't you have service for in and around the gorge?
That gorge, it was like 45 miles,
Damn, no signal.
no signal. If I would have broke down, oh yeah,
No FirstNet. Uh-oh.
yeah. Oh, be quiet, Snake. Yeah, no FirstNet, and yeah, no FirstNet. There's no nothing. I mean, FirstNet is a joke, anyways. I mean, it's a joke, complete joke. But after I got up there a little bit, then I got Verizon. It was band 13 only. It was 1 megabit down and a half a megabit up, but it worked. And I was on the phone with Caleb, and he could hear me just fine. So Verizon with one down and a half up, I was able to communicate on a phone call using Google Voice, using the data stuff.
Huh.
So yeah, Verizon's amazing. Even just band 13 only, it's good for phone calls. It works.
You know what's a shame, Rick, is that you didn't have, the 5G leader. You didn't have the SIM card to test it, because I think you would have been surprised.
5G leader. What do you mean?
You didn't have a T-Mobile SIM, dog. That's the 5G
Oh my
leader.
God, fake
He was
5G, fake
Christ.
5G. Come on, man.
Listen, man, I see
I-
the commercials. I see what they got, what they got stewing over there. Come on, bro.
T-Mobile is just completely garbage. Their shit is just garbage. It's so fake. And you know what? I have yet to find voice over NR here in Vegas with T. I had Skunky turned on, and guess what? It was very skunky. There's no voice over NR. As soon as you make a phone call, guess what happens? Can you? Oh, I know where this. I just did a delivery here yesterday. But yeah, it was skunky, man. Completely skunky. You make a phone call, what happens? The 60 megahertz of stupid N41 fake ass 5G goes away, and guess what it changes to on a phone call? Can you guess? Can you guess? Let's see
I'm
how good you
guessing
are.
L-
Take a
I'm
great
guessing.
big guess. Yes, LTE. Band 2. Okay, band number 2, 10 megahertz. Voice over LTE on a standalone network. Now tell me that's not some fake shit.
I mean, I thought it's supposed to be standalone, so it should hit the voice over NR, right?
Well, it is standing alone. It's standing alone, way far away from all the other networks. Standing by itself. Got that damn right.
STD.
Oh, damn.
Yes,
We
yes.
got Don in the house. What's up,
A
Donald?
big,
Oh yeah.
a big, a big gunner syphilitis STD. Yes.
Yeah. The dish network switching might perform like it has two brain cells competing for third place if you get stuck on T-Mobile.
Brain cells. T-Mobile don't have any brain cells. What are you talking about?
Dish Wireless's smart switching might perform like
Well, I'm telling you one thing. I got
third place.
I got
if
a
it's
di-
sticking on T-Mobile.
I went down to the store. I have a Boost Mobile Motorola Edge Plus 2023, and of course, Carlos helped me get it on Dish only. I got it set up on Dish only, and I'm telling you what, Dish is amazing here. It is 50,000 times better than Skunk-a-Doodle Doo.
As
Come
long as it
on,
doesn't
Rick.
switch
You're gonna discount
Yes.
all that work that Neville the Pebble put in for the last 10 years, bro.
Never, yeah. Well, Pep. Well, hold that thought. I gotta give these people their food. I'll be right back. Don't lose your train of thought. I'll
right.
be back.
in another story, AT&T seems to be working better, at least when it comes to downlink. uplink is where it seems to be losing packets. But the other day I was able to watch a movie, just stream it, and it streamed as effortlessly as it would on Visible. I forgot it was still on AT&T until I saw it burn through most of my data. And then I finished it off of speed tests.
Dude, if I can get PA speed testing adventures on here to talk Dish Network, that would be cool, man. See if you can make it on here, Jay. OJ Simpson's face says John Ledger, the Oompa Loompa con man. Oh, damn.
Yeah. It's a good thing I didn't try going with that Boost Infinite deal with the free iPhone. It was tempting, but I'd be afraid of getting connected to T-Mobile.
Yeah, that's the
It
problem.
would be a crime
Boost
against,
is amazing. Boost.
yeah, it would be a
I
crime
don't
against
understand how
humanity.
you guys are having such problems with America's leading 5G network. I just don't understand.
It's
Too
fine
many
if you
rabies.
live in, it's fine
Too many
if you live
skunks.
in a homeless encampment near a Walmart. But if you're living in actual normal,
I did see a homeless person that had a Boost Mobile, or I mean a T-Mobile Metro phone.
they were probably gifted it from someone because it probably worked with them if they were camped near a tower. So,
You know what
Ricky,
he said?
used to
You know
use
what
the
he
Metro.
said?
You used to
You know
use
what he
Metro.
said?
What happened, bro?
The homeless guy was sitting there on the sidewalk. Had that Metro phone in his hand. Okay, he had the phone in the air. He kept shaking the phone. He kept holding it up in the air, and I said, "Like, what's going on?" So I walk over to dude. I said, "Dude, what's going on?" He goes, "Oh, this mother effing Metro crap phone. I can't even watch Pornhub on this shit. This is garbage."
Yo, Ricky, you used to
Oh my
have
God.
Metro. What happened, bro?
Oh, it's garbage. It was garbage then, still garbage today.
yeah.
Friends don't let friends T-Mobile
Yeah,
and get hacked for free.
it might be a crime against humanity to give someone a T-Mobile line.
Yeah, I tell you what. If you're going to give somebody a T-Mobile phone for Christmas, you might as well just put a damn lump of coal in that damn sack.
Or kick them in a sensitive spot, because that's about what you're doing anyway.
Exactly.
Yo,
That's pretty
this
much
is
what you're doing.
So someday, maybe Rage and Dusty, the wireless networks will be so good that you could download Modern Warfare 3 and still get on a live stream if you wanted to. Hopefully that day comes soon. Hopefully.
Not on T-Mobile. No, that day's never coming.
Bro, what you mean? We got speed tests over gigabit per second, bro. 2 gigs on N41.
They're fake.
How are
They're
they
fake.
fake, man? Those speed tests exist.
That's fake news.
Fake
Fake
news.
news. Fake news.
If you're
I mean,
100% fake news.
Verizon doesn't really do 2 gigs on mid-band. They're typically between like 500 megs and about a gig and a half.
Well, let me tell you this. It's all about time to content. F the speed test.
You guys heard it here first. Ricky said it. F the speed test.
Go with the NPerf browsing test. You'll be able to see how it reacts to actual normal use that normal people do, and not techies. So.
See, Ryan, this is what I'm saying. The 1,200 megabits per second happened. That's not fake. It happened.
Google and
normal people
use web browsers for stuff, so it just simulates it right on the NPerf.
Right, true. I use NPerf. I like it.
Hey, Sneed, I've been meaning to ask you a question. What do you think network slicing is going to do for T-Mobile?
It's garbage. I already tested
so-
it. It's garbage. I already posted a speed test of the damn network slicing.
Come on, Ricky. He asked me, bro.
Shit's
Come on,
garbage.
man.
Garbage.
How you gonna hijack this, bro.
It will be like slicing sandwich meat that disintegrates.
Oh, come on. Let me. All right. So
what's your
Reader
thoughts,
John.
Sneed?
Yeah, Reader John. So the network slicing opens up new opportunities. Can it bring quality control to the network? I say probably. It can give them. It could give them some very distinct.
No. Listen, big YouTuber.
Come on, Rick. Just let me finish for a second.
It's the same old shit. It's the same old shit. We
Okay,
are first.
Ricky.
We are first everything, but
Am
we're
I gonna
really
have to mute
last.
you, bro, for like 2.5 seconds so I can get one
First
word in, bro?
to 5G, really last.
Oh my God,
First
man.
to voice over NI, really last. First to standalone, they're really
Ricky.
last. First
Yo,
to no
Sneed,
signal
yo,
travels
Sneed,
farther and
hey,
faster.
yo, Sneed, mute him. You can talk, man. Mute him.
I know,
Yeah,
man.
Mute
Come
him.
on, Rick. I don't want to mute you, man. Just let me finish and then you can go. So
All right.
so what I'm
Only
saying
because
is,
you're a big YouTuber.
Rick, come on, man. So what I'm saying is it provides an opportunity. It allows them to do something differently than they did in the past. What they've been doing in the past hasn't really provided, in my perspective, quality assurance. This gives them the possibility of maybe
No.
changing that. You get what I'm saying?
Negative.
Well, that's fine, but at least it creates the opportunity. Can we agree? It creates the
No, I'm not going to
opportunity.
agree to that.
Ah,
Me
So you
and
think it's-
Carlos tested the first network slicing stuff turned on. Okay, so me and Carlos are standing next to each other, right? We both do a speed test simultaneously on the same tower right next to each other. Guess what happened? If I click send or the speed test first, I got the speed, and then Carlos's tanked. It was like, I mean, it did full vomit. Okay.
Full vomit.
Now when Carlos went first, he did the speed test, and then I did the speed test. My phone went full vomit. Now you tell me how network slicing is doing.
Horribly.
There you go.
all right, we got
Can we agree with that?
I mean, I've seen it. It's not
Okay,
unusual. It's happened before.
If
We
you're
got-
gonna go with if you're gonna go get an Apple Watch, you're better off getting it for Verizon on a postpaid account, even if it's the only device you're putting on a Verizon postpaid account. That way, you're not gonna end up hitting dead zones like you will on.
Yeah.
Yo, so Justin Tech, he seems to be entertained by Ricky. N4UPD said, I run a speed test, then I turn around to use a website. It takes forever to load, so speed tests aren't really a true reflection of how the internet works on a computer or a phone. And then Ryan said, did someone who worked for T-Mobile steal Ricky's woman?
Maybe.
And then Michael said that Ricky has been drinking too much cactus juice. I didn't know there was cactus juice, but Ricky, you've been on the cactus juice, huh?
Maybe. Prickly
cactus-
pear.
Cactus jelly, that's good.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've had that before. What's up, surprised OJ Simpson face? How you doing? Oh no, we lost him.
Oops. Must have been a T-Mobile line.
Oh, shit. Oh man. Anything else, Reader John? I know we were talking about the Pixel earlier this week. Is there anything that you took away from that whole launch or whatever?
It just seems like the more I dig into it, the more I learn. Like I didn't realize until I was looking in the bands they support that they're gonna be able to support Dish. And I think you pointed out on a comment that they're gonna also do voice over NR and all that. So, so it might not be like the cutting edge Qualcomm, but I mean, I'm figuring out the Pixel is just the phone for people that just want to use the phone as like productivity and actually get something out of like a family phone. The features I keep seeing is it's more like I'm actually I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm actually excited about the thermometer. As a guy who uses a screen reader, I hope they integrate the thermometer to where it talks back to me through the screen reader. Because
Gotcha.
the talking thermometers for
Cactus
blind
juice.
people suck.
What's cactus juice?
I want to say hello to surprised OJ Simpson face, first time on the show. What is up? I don't know if you're still on mute. Up, he's gone, and so is Raging Dusty. Man, we're losing them, man. I don't know why they're not staying on the.
Oh no!
It's bad
I
computers.
think it's an infectious rabies from you know who.
I know if they're using an iPhone, they have to go through support.
So Los brings up a good point about the Pixel. That is definitely a factor. I was pretty disappointed about a lack of upgrade to the cellular modem. Very, very true.
Yeah.
Raging Dusty, what is going on, my friend?
That's Pixel being
And
Pixel.
March, how does my mic sound?
Sound good, man.
I'm using the Buds 2 Pro.
Sounds good, actually. Surprised.
Mm.
Wireless earbuds don't usually have quality sound, to be honest with you.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. What's up, surprised OJ Simpson face? You here? Oh, we can't get OJ, man. If the glove doesn't fit,
I'm here.
you must... Oh, there he is. I was gonna say if the glove doesn't fit, you must have quit.
That's right.
Oh no.
I'm doing
Is that
right
what
now.
John Ledger said?
So and then we got the bearded dragon just popped in. We got a full panel, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
Rage and Dusty, talk to me, man. What you been up to these days up in Maine?
Just working. I did a trip to Portland, Maine recently, which was about 4 hours away from here. And the only two places that have N77 are Skowhegan and Portland.
Who's the carrier
Wow.
of Maine, man? Who's the network that gives you something to be happy about?
AT&T.
So FirstNet
They
was
got
a game
service
changer.
everywhere.
Yeah.
AT&T's horrible
Where?
everywhere.
Dude,
Dude, I get 300 down on N2.
Yeah, man, he's getting 300 on N2, man.
Here's
300?
Here's real good in Bellevue.
These things happen sometimes, you know.
My band 14 gets over 100 down.
Yeah.
A broken clock is accurate at least once a day.
Twice a day.
How
if
you
it hits
doing,
the
Pete?
PM.
I'm busy. That's about it.
Yeah, I'm busy too.
So surprised
Dash-
OJ Simpson face. Talk to me a little bit, man. I see you're pretty active in the live chat, man. Is there anything that you would like to share with respect to kind of your experiences or things we've been discussing tonight?
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I've been a long time follower of your channel. Just haven't really been active on the socials, but just mainly wanted to say that. Yeah, I've been a big fan of T-Mobile's because I've had them since like 2011, and I've been with them here now through the entire carrier phase that they've been with John Ledger when they launched, and went through all the stages. Even worked for them for a little while actually. More on the sales side and the enterprise side, and then eventually went over on the technical side of things towards the engineering side. And I've got to say, like, compared to where they were then at that phase to where it is now, I mean, it's kind of hit or miss depending on, like they were saying in the chat, regionally based where you're at, where the services differ, where it's best, where what's working, coverage network wise. And where I'm at now here, I mean, I'm in the nation's capital here. I'm in the Washington D.C. area, and here I've really noticed that the services have really taken a big hit. And every time I've gotten to try to get a hold of their the field and engineering team, I'm always transferred over to somebody like in the Philippines or
Oh no.
someone like down in sounds like in India or something, and always getting the run around stuff and trying to get tier 3 support. And they tell us stuff like we're trying to update our software, we're trying to update the equipment on the modems, or one time they had heating issues where because of the heat from the summertime was reaching like 110 plus degrees. They said that the equipment actually got fried, and they had to replace a lot of those modems and equipment they had on the towers there. But it's more than that, it's just I don't think, like I said, they've really accounted for the amount of congestion they've really gotten bottling up their network. They just need more lanes on the highway now. It's
So you're saying they outgrew their like base network?
Yeah, I think so. I think they've reached max capacity in certain areas like where I'm at here, especially dense urban populations and suburban neighborhoods. It's the network quality is very hit and miss. I mean, if you can be in downtown DC, it's they got the density there. But the more you start going into these real nice neighborhoods here, in the suburban sprawl that's DC, it's very hit and miss.
So I really thought that they were going to be able to keep pace but I have to call a spade, and I got to give these guys their credit. Moose, B, and Carlos all said the same thing. Their network was going to feel the pain. So I want to give you guys your flowers while you could smell them.
Yep. I
B,
even said it.
Carlos, you guys were right. And I thought they were going to be able to upgrade the circuits. I thought they were going to put up the more, the additional radio gear on splitting cells. I kept getting
Nope.
updates from people at T-Mobile. Hey, they got this plan. They're going to do small cells, millimeter wave. We haven't seen any of it, and all indications are they are still sticking to the mid-band story, and they're not truly densifying.
I found out where all their N71 went in rural Maine. It all went to U.S. Cellular.
Really?
Yeah. U.S. Cellular has N71 in areas where T-Mobile has no service.
You think that's because they don't have towers or they don't have licenses?
T-Mobile just doesn't have licenses to build anything.
Yep. You're hurting. One thing I noticed here in Vegas, T-Mobile is too densified. They're having too much PIM and interference and stuff. They don't have enough frequencies. It's just they turn down the power on everything. T-Mobile is just a mess.
T stands for trash.
Trash mobile.
Trash hack mobile. Yeah.
$100.
No way.
Josh chimed in and said, time for T-Mobile to add the 3.4, 5, and 3.7. They're going to have to climb those towers and put them up.
They're wasting their time. They don't know what they're doing.
And 41, I was saying in the chat, I think it's reached this technical, spec wise, it's reached its peak a little bit. It's not getting the same throughput like it did. It looked nice when it first came out, but now that you got like fixed wireless access going into a lot of these areas, and people are signing up for home internet, and just the sheer amount of customers flowing from AT&T and Verizon over there.
You just hit it right on the head. T-Mobile home internet. It is sucking all the energy out of their network. Yes, it is.
Big time.
Let me address the super chat real quick from Big Sep, the homie. Appreciate you, bro. He said, anybody have info found on the Pixel 8 and 8 Pro? Does it support C-band for T-Mobile? That would be a yes. Supports all things that are currently deployed in the market. So that would include any
S-band?
form of N77. All right, please, Ricky. Any form of N77. That would be C-band, DOD, the whole shebang.
Call it what I call it.
NR. I know, man.
It's N77 and N78. Let's be real.
Yeah, so you're solid there. The modem itself is a slight upgrade from last year's modem, but in its foundation, it basically is last year's modem.
So it's the same modem that's in my Pixel 7a.
So it's
not the
disappointment.
Last year was the 5300 Exynos G. This one is the I. So there is something different about it. I just don't know what it is.
Friends don't let friends Exynos.
I don't know if it's additional carrier bandwidth with aggregation. I'm not sure.
Is 1.24 Mbps pretty good for uplink?
No.
I didn't.
That's trash. I can get 25 megabits a second uplink on band 14.
It's good.
Depends where you live.
I got that speed.
It's good for a phone call.
Just
yeah,
if you're watching 144p video.
It depends where you live.
That's better than my point too.
And the only thing worse than that was a U.S. Cellular uplink. It's like about 3 times the U.S. Cellular speed. But,
Yo, Donald, I need you to do me a favor. The next time you go to the Walmart or Costco, get me a speed test on band 14 while you're in there.
Band 14 is that?
I can do that. We got Costco's here. Yeah. I was just in there. Well, Sam's Club.
Oh, in the Sam's Club? Okay, I'll think about it.
I was in Sam's Club today. Actually, I got to go back. I got to go some gasoline. I got me a Sam's Club guy.
Hayden said the process on the SoC went from a 7 to a 4 nanometer. They also added the N70 and N29 support, so that adds more bands as well. Thank you, Caden. Appreciate you.
I'll speed test my band 14 in Costco.
I can speed test my band 14 right now. I'll turn my camera on.
Hey, shout out to Tana. What is up, my friend? Oh, and big shout out to Tana. He's the one that provides the beats that we listen to, the instrumentals.
Yeah.
Open. Yeah.
Well,
Beat,
I got to
baby.
disconnect from my Wi-Fi 6E.
I guess Dusty is blessed with band 14.
AT&T prepaid.
AT&T deploy it in my market, please.
Please.
So I'm not sure. I could probably try LTE, but I'm not sure if it's connecting to band 14 when I do it.
Well, one thing I can say, when I drove 2,756 miles across the country, Keys to Vegas, the number one most reliable and best working network was Verizon.
Hey, Ricky, are you streaming on T-Mobile? Because you sound a little bit like a robot occasionally.
That's my
come
band
on,
14
man.
speeds.
Come on, man.
Yeah, it looks good.
I'm on Verizon right now. Come on, man.
Yeah, maybe it's the routing where it gets to the.
Well, I'm looking to say
Bro,
I got
listen,
one bar right.
America's 5G leader would argue with you, Ricky. They would say it is not Verizon, it is T-Mobile.
Oh, come on, man.
Useless mobile.
Useless mobile was right. Make me vomit.
Man, we got some.
I do have one bar here. Now, here's the problem. I'm over here in these new developments right now. I'm in Southwest Vegas, these brand new neighborhoods. These places will not let anybody put up cell phone towers. So they put up all these houses. They won't let them put up a tower. So there is isolated dead spots in the Southwest
That's
down here.
another big issue. That is another big issue.
That's a big issue. They won't let you put a
They won't
tower
even
up.
let them put millimeter wave.
It sounds like the FCC might need to get involved in.
That's right. Sick 'em. Get them.
A lot of homeowners associations are denying that.
Yeah.
If they get sued into oblivion by the FCC, maybe then they'll run out of money.
I don't think you're suing the FCC, Doug.
No, I mean if the FCC sues the
yeah,
into oblivion.
I'm gonna go get my Verizon line to show you guys how useless it is here.
You can't sue the FCC. They got the nukes.
Just gonna mute my mic real quick so you guys don't hear footsteps.
Okay. All right, man.
Just did a speed test on T-Mobile. I got 2 megabits per second down, like 0.5 kilobits per second upload. It's trash.
Well, how far is the tower?
Not even less. It's less than a mile out.
What?
Yeah.
What do you live in a
I got the
bunker?
screenshot. No, man. I live in the DC metropolitan area here.
So it's congested. It's not that it's the signal.
Yeah, it's congested.
They're just trying to match Verizon's band 13 sites. They want to be like. They just want to be like Verizon.
Congestant on it and see if that helps clear it up.
Like I had to put my I had to turn my Wi-Fi on because my BIOS at home is much better. Obviously, you can dedicated fiber line compared to that.
Oh geez, my ping is over 200 milliseconds on Verizon here.
Uh-oh.
Listen, this is why I've been telling you guys the real 5G GOAT is Magenta, man.
Oh, just you wait until you see these speeds here.
Come on, you're going to lose your big YouTuber status if you keep saying that.
You do get
Ricky, I see the commercials, dog. They're undeniable.
I mean,
he's been hypnotized.
You do get more chicken on Tuesday, right?
All right, do this. I want you to go to T-Mobile Stadium, and I want you to do a speed test.
Deprogramming.
Look at these speeds.
0.05. Oh.
Those are DSL speeds.
Go to
That's because
T-Mobile
it's
Stadium.
rolling on US Cellular.
Oh, that's why. Yo, PA Tech said, I heard Verizon is best in DC. AT&T is decent as well. Wasn't it Keon that was saying that T-Mobile's the best in DC?
Oh boy.
All three of them, honestly, all three of them work well. They work well. They work really well in this area here, but it's just depending on which suburban area you go to that it's pretty hit or miss.
The secret with DC is if you're not on Dish, you're fine.
What's wrong with Dish, Pete?
Horrible.
I don't think they have
Dual
towers,
connect
though.
tip crash and
Oh.
should never, ever, ever been turned on any site anywhere.
That being said, it's Keon though.
Dude, when I went to Connecticut,
ultimate song. Go ahead.
when I went to Connecticut, I tested all the carriers there, and T-Mobile wouldn't work where I was staying, so that was fun. Verizon was getting 25 down on band 13 because I was staying in the basement, and AT&T was getting kilobytes on band 12.
Dang. So which
NIMBY life?
yeah. Which service which Verizon access do you have, Rage and Dusty?
I have unlimited plus.
Oh, you got the brand new plan?
I used to have 5G start.
Okay, so you upgraded then.
Yeah, it's an upgrade.
Nice. What's up, Mojo? What's happening?
Hey man, how you doing?
I'm good, bro. Glad you could stop by and say hello tonight.
I know. I was like, man, I don't know if there's enough room, but I was like, let me give it a shot.
Yeah,
It's
why
okay.
not, man? It's a big old party. We got panel members that one more is fine. Go on.
Well, I'm a big fan of free, so anything free, I'm for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you get rid of the snake, there'd be a lot more room.
Are you into the more chicken theme? We like more chicken.
If it's free, it's for me. I couldn't get a band 14 test, but I got a band 66 test.
All right, Mojo, let me ask you something, man. Is T-Mobile the 5G leader, man?
What? Why is everybody so hung up on band 14? It's garbage.
My band 14 could do over 100 down where I live.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. I got Mojo in here.
Still
Mojo, is T-Mobile the 5G leader?
I'm 50-50 because I'm on the fence. This is the reason why. For cellular here in Phoenix, it's okay. It's but once you leave the Phoenix area, it's junk, right? You have to go like ComNet or like switch your towers and all that crap with like the phone and stuff. But the thing is, once you get to Flagstaff, once you get to like Holbrook or like even like heading towards Laughlin or Vegas, it gets better. But the thing is, the reason why I like T-Mobile is just for the home internet. Because the home internet here in Phoenix, it is freaking fast. I mean, it's damn near almost a gig. I had it at our last apartment, and it was probably almost, I don't know, almost 900. And then it was probably about a $1.50. And we moved, right? But we tried to do the cell phone coverage, and we had to switch ComNet because we were going to places that were very small towns and stuff, for work and stuff. But see, that's why I switched to AT&T, and it just works better. So that's why I'm still kind of on the fence. But for home internet in the Phoenix area, it's really good, and it damn near beats Cox. I hate freaking Cox, dude. It's like
Cox is trash. Yeah.
Cox is horrible.
It's just like it's overpriced. But Verizon. I'll give props to Verizon. When you go near the stadium, you're pushing at least two, maybe even three. And after the Super Bowl and all that, and when they built that whole area out, it's about a good 5-10 miles around the Cardinal Stadium. You can get pretty damn good coverage with Verizon. And even when they had the Taylor Swift concert, dude, it was.
Okay, so important follow-up question. Are you a Swiftie?
No.
No?
No. But see, you do the testing when those events are going on, and then you're seeing how the system is handling, And I sent you I sent you a couple of tweets just a while ago, but Phoenix and like the Walmarts, I don't know, there's something wrong with AT&T or just the Walmart areas, but damn, everywhere you go in Walmart and Sam's Club and Costco, the AT&T service is just like 600, 650, 668, and then it's like the upload just really increased. I saw your video on it. Something happened this past 3 weeks, that the upload for AT&T, it just changed. It's like pushing almost 120. It's I don't know, but the down is way better. But I mean, it's just your cup of tea, you know. I guess whatever.
As long as it doesn't hit 666 during the test. Then...
Oh, damn.
But that's just my thoughts. I mean, but for T-Mobile Internet, nah, I'm not down with the ComNet and switching towers, but it just depends, you know. My cup of tea is I do travel outbound, so I'm not in the city a lot, so that's why I need something different. So, you know, yeah.
Good stuff.
So,
Mojo.
Mr. SMT, did you see my speed test and testing on the upper floors of the hotels when I was staying at them?
Yeah, you were using the Verizon Home Internet, I believe.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it's really
The difference between using a phone, you know, up at a high elevation like that versus the Verizon Home Internet. I mean, it's very, very impressive how that works.
Well, you got higher gain to those modems and stuff like that. So.
Yes, that's true. The Verizon Home Internet box has got it's got multiple antennas in there, and it transmits more power too. That's the key. The whole key is for the tower to hear your phone or your device. That's what the problem is. You gotta remember, these phones are only putting like 1/10 of a watt out, but the tower's putting out, a couple 100 watts. So it's a big, big difference.
Especially on C-band, Rick.
Oh my God! You say that one more time, I'm going to drive to Pittsburgh. I'm going to drive to Pittsburgh, and I'm going to smack you.
Did I have some?
He didn't get it.
tests
He
that I
didn't get it, did he?
I got it.
You got it. You got it. Okay, I was about to say you got it.
I got it.
I'll smack the beanie out of you.
Good thing you got it because I didn't feel like explaining it.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. So, Pete, you coming to CES?
I'm planning on it.
Oh, awesome. Well, I'm planning on going to CES too. Matter of fact, where I've been hanging out when I'm in between door dashes is actually in the same plaza where we went to eat at the Japanese place. I knew when I was in that parking lot, I actually remembered it. I said, wow, this place looks familiar.
If I ever went to CES, what carrier do you think would be best, sir?
Oh, I can tell you what carrier best. It's going to be Verizon.
No, it's going to be T-Mobile probably.
Oh my God!
The N41 is the superior connection.
Now in the new building, they actually have all three carriers that got millimeter wave in there.
Oh damn, that's
fantastic.
Yeah.
And then in the north, the actual North Hall has actually all three. I don't know if you remember my live stream was there. We was actually showing everybody the three antennas. They had all 3 millimeter waves up there in the ceiling pointing down, and there was a T-Mobile one, an AT&T, and a Verizon. All three of them were great. Now, if you go in the old stuff, it's a little bit different. Verizon is king over there, and then
if you can ban
T-Mobile's the hot mess last.
If you can bridge all four carriers together, Dish and all the and the remaining big three together, and bond them all, then it would be all the carriers would be the best because you literally use all of them to.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen. That's like saying, okay, well, I'm going to go come sleep at Sneed's house for free.
Look at this fantastic deal Sneed's got on the screen.
Hold on, we got to talk about this. All right, Ricky, hold on. We got 3-month plans from Mint Mobile right now. You can get America's largest and fastest 5G network for $15 a month, man. $15 a month for an unlimited data plan. Where they do that at, bro?
Absolutely nowhere.
$15 a month, Mint Mobile. Use our partner link in the description, mintmobile.com/Sneed. Take advantage of it, guys. It's over.
That's right.
On October 31st, man. Halloween is a wrap, son.
That's right. If you want the skunk rabies network, get Mint Mobile. That way you don't get hacked for free.
You can open an account as Tony Stark, Steve Rogers,
or Bugs Bunny,
Thor Odinson. You could be Thanos if you want. Yeah,
that's right.
You could be Loki.
The only problem with T-Mobile in Maine is they're capped at 40 megahertz due to other carriers having licenses.
Oh wow. Yeah.
And while Verizon has 60 megahertz of C-band.
You mean S-band?
No,
You know,
no.
I'm gonna crack.
I'll
He
just
said
call it
he meant what he
CES
said.
band.
He meant what he said, bro. He said C-band.
Let's
There's
just
no
call it.
C-band in America.
Let's just call it CES band. CES band.
Listen,
That's-
Ricky. The
Let's
FCC
call it
calls
N77
C-band.
what it
I'm gonna
actually
call
is.
it C-band. All right.
We're gonna call it N77 because that's what it is.
That's-
Do we call band 2 L band?
No.
L band.
Do we call band 14 L band?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. So why are we calling
Because the
N77 C-band?
FCC calls it C-band.
Well, we already know the FCC stands for Federal Clown Commission. We already know that. They're a bunch of liars.
If you use N77 and CES, then technically it's CES band.
Okay.
I just want my 12 gigahertz, man.
Yeah, man.
I want my my new stuff.
I'm waiting for the Apple Watch to come out with a 5G version, since that way.
Bro, you want your Apple Watch to cost an extra $100? It's already $500.
Oh, man.
Yeah, why not?
If Apple does what they did, like they did with the SE, it'll probably just be a $30 upcharge compared to like other phones where they made the price go up by $100.
Yeah.
Man, I'm having a case of deja vu right here. I'm at Sam's Club right now, getting ready to get some gas. Right,
Mm-hmm.
the lady in the Dodge Charger, the blue Dodge Charger in front of me, she's the same lady that was in front of me getting gas last week. Now,
Yeah,
what is the coincidence of that? You pull up to get gas, and the same person was getting gas with you last week is in front of you.
That means you guys are driving about the
That's-
same each week.
pretty much meant to be.
Isn't that crazy?
Or you guys got the same working hours, maybe?
What's crazier is if T-Mobile beats the snot out of AT&T inside.
Oh, come on, man! Stop with the blasphemy.
Inside the Sam's Club. That's the only place where I've seen them beat.
Okay, saying what you just said is the same thing as saying Mitch McConnell's going to be Speaker of the House again.
Hey, I want to take this from a member.
Oh.
This is from MS. T-Mobile is hurt by Charlie squatting on so much spectrum in northern Maine. I get frustrated with U.S. Cellular taking up bandwidth, but at least they deploy it. Reader John,
True.
do you agree with
I can
this?
agree with
sentiment?
this.
Is that the right approach?
True.
You what?
Yeah.
Do you agree with that sentiment?
I
T-Mobile
agree.
is hurt by Charlie squatting on so much spectrum in northern Maine.
Yeah,
it's everywhere because I don't see any millimeter wave out here.
The whole industry's
Hold on,
been hurt
Donald.
by Charlie. Yeah, the whole industry's been hurt by Charlie squatting
Yep.
on all that spectrum.
Yes.
I get it.
I'd also say here in Maine, some of it is due to U.S. Cellular taking the spectrum.
Yeah, I mean, if the FCC would have put a time limit on it to be deployed, or then it could be re-auctioned so other carriers could actually really deploy it, we
Yeah.
wouldn't be in this mess.
Hey, shout out to Ricky, who is probably getting his swerve on trying to get that number, Mike.
Oh,
Absolutely.
come on, man.
Yeah, Ricky, come on, bro. Make it happen, bro. Show the power move. Pull a gorilla pimp. Come on, bro. Straight up.
You're crazy.
Like unlike T-Mobile here, U.S. Cellular has N71 in my hometown, whereas T-Mobile has no service.
I'm going to stick the skunk apes on you. That's what I'm
Yo,
going to do.
they still eating all that fiber up there in Vegas on those palm
Yes,
tree
they
cell
are.
towers.
You should see them. Yeah.
Yeah. Hashtag Ricky on that cougar game.
Oh, no.
Have the pooper scoopers.
Come on,
ready
Big Tuber.
for
You're now, you got to report to Kazi. You're on probation right now. Would I like a
remember
car
that.
wash? No.
Oh, man.
But she
Vince
looked
said-
like she needed a car wash.
Vince said, is it raining for you? Everything
Please
is
replace
flooded.
nozzle.
Verizon cell service is now blocked
What-
from
what
rain.
the hell?
I've never seen that, dog.
Please replace nozzle.
Has anybody ever seen rain impact cellular coverage?
No. It doesn't
No.
affect it really much.
Once with Sprint, it actually improved once when I
Okay,
was
so
on.
what's going on?
Yo, Donald said that the cell service got better in the rain for Sprint. Oh, man.
No. Doesn't humidity affect it though?
I'm telling you, Dusty, T-Mobile the 5G GOAT, man, straight up.
Come on.
Hey, the GOAT, they got totally great service up here. I get amazing 0 bars of nothing. It's fantastic. They're
Yo,
the
Ricky,
5G
what
GOAT.
happened- Yo, Ricky, what
Card
happened to your
is-
hip, bro?
It's not taking my Sam's Club card. It says it doesn't like it. It doesn't want me to get
Yo.
gas.
Vince, I'm gonna have to come out and test over at Sherwood, man. Like I told you I would. I'll do it, man. I'll be out there soon. I got you.
So SMT, are you coming to CES this year? You better.
What's the date?
Oh, come on, man. You don't know what the date is?
Are they still doing it in January?
Yeah, it's the second week of January.
Yeah, dude. I'm
a
already
week
back
later
at
this year.
work, man. I'm back at work on like the 4th.
Well, take a vacation.
Rip.
How am I gonna take
What
a
are you waiting on?
vacation after the vacation?
Come on, you're a big YouTuber. You got to be here.
I got a big YouTuber with big bills, bro, and that shit's got to get paid.
Oh, come on now.
Dude, my AT&T bill is $325.
Look, Rage and Dusty's about to get a night job trying to get singles from strange people, bro. Look at this. Everybody trying to make ends meet, man.
You could
I
bring
literally have 2 jobs.
Yeah, I got 2
I had to work
jobs.
both of them today.
I got 2 jobs looking for a third one.
Dude, one job I have basically no service at, but thankfully they have Wi-Fi. And the other job I get full bars of LTE.
Well, I can tell you one thing is important. In America, our cellular networks are all screwed up because of the SEC and their lack of doing their damn job, and the carriers doing the lack of their job. You need to have two SIM cards, 2 services. If you rock with Verizon and AT&T dual SIM, no matter where you go in America, you will always have good service, and that's a fact.
When I was
Fact of
in
the matter
Lewiston,
is,
Maine, I
honestly-
had to use my Verizon SIM because AT&T was unusable on N66, and sometimes it even dropped to band 12.
Yep.
The problem is,
Yep.
Ricky, is you're not using T-Mobile. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah.
If you were
I
using
haven't-
them, you'd have a
I
better
haven't been
experience than what
hacked.
you currently have.
I haven't been hacked in a long time. You're right.
Listen, the hacks are true, but it's a small price to pay for the best 5G network access.
Oh, you mean the best fake 5G network? Come on, man.
Wait. You're talking
Don't go
about
sour.
the recent Verizon hacks?
Right, we're gonna pretend like Verizon never got hacked, dog. It happened like 3 times. in the
Yeah,
last-
so you get hacked on Verizon, right? And your shit don't show up on the dark web. You get hacked by T-Mobile 5 times a year. Your shit's on the dark web.
Hold up. Let me upload my Verizon archive.
Oh Lord.
Dude, my Verizon line in West Forks, Maine on band 5 can do over 400 down.
What?
Well, it's not band
On
5 by
band
itself.
5.
That's impossible.
No, it's band 5 aggregated with band 66.
Yeah, that's possible. But yeah, 5 by itself, that's definitely
Bro,
not
I've
possible.
never even, unless CBRS was involved, I've never seen those speeds on LTE.
I did check the cell site. There is no band 48 on it. That's just how little people are on that site.
Oh, gotcha.
Well, if you got good backhaul on a site that's like got 40 megahertz,
It has 10 gig backhaul. They put 10 gig backhaul on a site that doesn't even have 5G.
That's the reason it's going to get it. Yeah. Yeah, you take 40 megahertz of LTE. Yeah, you can get some pretty decent speeds if it's got like tons of backhaul and nobody's using it. So
See this, Rick? Verizon leaked my SS to the dark web before T-Mobile did. See?
Oh, come on. That's just a deception. It was really T-Mobile. You just changed it. Come on now. You're not
my family
fooling
has
us.
had Verizon since 2013, if I remember correctly. We had native coverage on Verizon here where I live for 3 years, and then they were forced to take the tower down because Central Maine Power bought the property.
And they didn't want the tower there?
They did not want the tower there, except it would have been terrible anyway because it would have been 50 meg backhaul, band 4, band 13.
Oh, man.
Well, you should have seen that tower over there north of the gorge, north of Phoenix. The band 13 only tower. It was crazy.
1 megabit
down. Yeah, it was 2 down and 1 up. And you could do anything. You could do anything. The time to content was like like almost like it was on N77. It was crazy. And what are you looking at? Turn your headlights on if you're going to drive. Don't look at me.
Oh, jeez.
These people, he's sitting here staring at me because I'm sitting in a parking lot, and he's
Yo,
driving
Rick,
around with no damn head. And he's got his brake lights out. He's got
Yo,
left
Ricky,
brake light out.
Somebody's got to tell you, bro, but you need to know this, man. They know you're not from Vegas. They know you're from the Keys. That's why they're looking at you.
They don't know. How are they going to know?
They know. Trust me. You got that look on your face right now.
How do they look?
I don't know, but they know. That's all I'm saying.
How do they know? Oh, I know.
Woodcraft.
I know how they know. Just like I know T-Mobile sucks, right?
Oh, man.
Oh, man. You walk right into that one.
If you guys are wondering how I test T-Mobile, I just forced my U.S. cellular line to roam on T-Mobile. I plan on getting a native T-Mobile line eventually, though.
Yo, Pete.
I recommend
Ryan
prepaid.
knows.
That way you can just
I'm
pay.
probably either going to do T-Mobile prepaid or go for Mint Mobile line.
Or a Metro.
Yeah, go get Mint Mobile. Yeah, get that little Fox.
Yo,
the
Pete.
Fox
David
never lies.
said,
What's T-Mobile?
Take advantage of the $15 a month plan.
Yo,
Well,
Pete,
last.
Ricky, David says you got that Florida stank eye, the Florida stank.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, and Pete, yeah, Ryan just said the Verizon Equifax hack. He just let it be known.
Oh yeah, that Equifax.
Hell, everybody's getting hacked. Even MGM Grand's getting hacked. What are you talking about?
They got
PA speed
ransomware,
testing
man.
adventures. Verizon in Nevada is GOAT site doing 10 to 25 megabits a second on band 13 only in rural, and it loads like N77. I can agree with him on that because I have a cell site 5 minutes outside of town that's band 13 only, and I'm getting 25 down and 25 up, and it loads just fine. It's very usable.
I know
So to
one
all the
thing.
people saying-
It's time for Dutch Brothers coffee. That's what I know.
To all the people saying band 13 is useless, it's not a completely useless band. It's usable if it's not congested.
Yeah.
Man, look at all these people hanging out to coffee shop. I bet you they all got T-Mobile.
Oh shit!
I got an
Sepia,
average
thank
of
you, bro.
3.5 gigabits per second over here.
Sepia says Ricky needs to get that Cougar's number and let off some steam.
Oh God,
Yeah.
that is crazy.
I'll say
Yeah,
with that band 13, by the way.
I'm going to get to Kugel's number and I'm going to send her to Pittsburgh to you, there, Mr. SMT.
If you're wondering, that same cell site that I get band 13 on just outside of town, AT&T is the only carrier not on it, and they're the only carrier that doesn't have native coverage in that area. Even T-Mobile's on it, N71.
Is Carlos in here?
I want to say something about
Was
that
earlier.
band 13 not being congested. That is a really big if, but it's great for calling. When
Yeah.
X1 isn't available.
I was using band 13 only when I was going through after I went through the gorge, and it wasn't using fiber or cable. It was using wireless backhaul daisy chained.
Oh,
through
the
the
microwave
towers.
stuff, right?
Yes, the
Microwave backhaul, yikes.
Yes, and I was talking to Caleb on the phone, and I had zero issues on band 13 only.
Hold on.
Using-
What the hell is a yinzer? Bro, I usually know what people are talking about. I'm lost in this one. What's a yinzer?
It's an extraterrestrial.
Okay.
Extra track.
I agree with Sneed. What the fuck is a yinzer?
That's what I don't know, man. I don't know.
It sounds like big game extraterrestrials.
I'm gonna have to look that one up. We're gonna Google search that one. Yinzer. Man, I hope I don't get demonetized for that.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Oh, it's a Pittsburgh Nate. What? That's a thing? A yinzer is a person from Pittsburgh?
We totally got demonetized, Sneed.
Oh my god.
Microwave backhaul can be as good as fiber if it's done right. True, but it's still going to have a higher latency.
Oh,
All right,
man.
guys, I'm gonna head out for the evening, eat some dinner here.
See you, buddy.
But
Take care, man.
It was good chatting up. Hey, Sneed as well too. I told you, I turned in my 15 Pro Max. I had it for like a week and I gave up on it. It didn't work
returned
out.
it?
I turned it back in. Just it didn't. I don't know.
So,
I
so what are
dropped
you
it
gonna
once on the
do?
carpet,
That's my
and it's
question. Is
dust.
what are you gonna do now?
I don't know. I still have my 14 Pro Max. That's what I'm. So
I
this
have
is
two
good for me.
phones
If
with
I
the
can drop
X70
my
modem, so I'm all
my
set.
14 on the floor on the concrete, it won't crack. But when I
Yes.
dropped that phone, the 15, true story, dropped it on the carpet, right where the carpet meets the tile, and yeah, it was done.
It's shattered after only
Yeah,
a week. That's a joke.
it chipped. It chipped right where the port where you plug in the USB-C port. It chipped a little. I was honestly hesitant to send it back, but the Apple rep was like, "Just send it," and they gave me back my money. So I didn't have to pay anything, but yeah, it was. Yeah, if you get it, man, just I would say case it up and put a screen protector ASAP on it because
Bro, I'm
it's a
gonna
good
be
phone.
attaching like a freaking ice pack to it, dog.
What you need is you need that OtterBox.
Pay for it by credit card so you can do a chargeback if they don't refund you for it.
You need that OtterBox, that XT or DT, whatever that has like 3 cases in one.
Yeah,
Dude, that's what we get my dad. My dad always gets the OtterBox cases when he gets his phones. He has an S23 Plus right now. He had the Ultra, but he didn't use an OtterBox case. First drop, shattered the phone.
Yeah, until they released what was it, iOS 17.0.3, I had to put my phone in the freezer.
Oh damn.
Yeah,
and I don't even have the new
started turning
phone.
green. It was green.
I'm running beta software on my iPhone.
Yeah, I don't do no beta, dog. We keep things thorough over here. No
Especially
beta.
not on the iPhone. Has your iCloud expunged itself yet? Or do they only do that with desktop operating systems?
David said he was tempted for a minute to get the 15 Pro Max. I don't know, man. It looks like a mixed bag.
Yeah, it's just beware. I was like, you know what? I can't do this because it's going to be too much. It's going to be an expense if I even barely drop it. Send it back and it's $100 because obviously I would have the Apple Care. It would be $100 to replace.
Even with the Apple Care, that's $100 deductible.
Yeah, it's like 107 some change with tax.
I thought it was more than that.
Yeah, so I mean, but you barely drop your phone, you get it back, and you drop it. I mean, it's a lot of cheddar, you know.
I don't know. It just
I was initially hyped for the iPhone 15 series, and then I saw all the issues, and I'm like, I'll just get a Pixel 8 Pro.
I mean, if it was real titanium all the way through, which they would lose money on that phone, because that'd be really expensive.
Right.
But since it's just that 1 millimeter layer on outside aluminum, I'm like, really? No, I'm good.
But I'll give it this though. That camera is so freaking awesome.
You talking about the photography or the video?
The video and the photography. You can tell the big difference. I could from the 14 Pro Max to the 15 Pro Max. When that baby is working the way it should be, especially for the video and the camera, especially if you adjust the 4K resolution and stuff, it's a really good camera. Like you probably, I don't know, it just does really good pictures. But
did you get to test the C-band on it at all?
Yeah. That I needed to send you the video on that, but damn it, it's so fast. I mean, I didn't get near the stadium to test it before. It was just so. I was scared to carry it around.
How was the uplink?
So I would say probably around 180 was the uplink, and then at the Walmart down the road, it's like probably almost 725. But that's when nobody's there. But when people are there, it's probably like 680 on the down. So it's handling the congestion around 5-6 when everybody's getting dinner, or food. But it's good. I mean, at least for AT&T,
Right.
I can't speak for Verizon, but yeah.
Keep me posted if you end up getting a different phone. You end up pulling the trigger on something else. Otherwise, you're probably gonna be waiting till next year, I guess.
I know, right? Well, I thought I'd give you the heads up, everybody. But
thanks, man.
I appreciate you, brothers, man. It's good talking to you guys.
Appreciate you, man. See you, Mojo.
See ya. Bye.
Later.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to get a Pixel 8 Pro because I have the Pixel 7a and I'm having battery issues with it, and I've only owned it for 4 months, so it's time to go back to a flagship Pixel.
Friends don't let friends pixel.
Come on, Ricky. Why you say stuff like that, man?
Dude, I never had any issues with my Pixel 6, except for the modem issues when the phone first launched.
The videos on the Pixels are pixelated.
Oh no.
I just use my iPhone for videos.
I'm
To
gonna
watch
check
videos.
I'd like to see how the Pixel 8 Pro handles it this year.
Let's see the
Dude, I hope it's
Pixel.
good.
Pixel phones at Best Buy, according to EM Tech. He's saying that they got the deals. So the
How much would
Pixel
they give
8.
me for a 12 mini?
Through the Google store, I'm getting a watch and a Pixel 8 Pro for $490. That's a good deal.
I'm actually impressed with the Motorola phone.
The Pixel
Very
is
impressed.
probably better than.
Do you recommend it?
Yes. If you're going to do Dish or Boost Infinite, or whatever, yeah, get that Motorola Edge Plus 2023. Amazing phone.
It is a good phone.
It's not as good as the S23 Ultra, of course. Nothing in the planet Earth is, but for somebody who wants a good budget phone that's as close to the Samsung you can get, it's an amazing phone. Very amazing.
Sneed, I think somebody in your chat earlier was saying that they're PWM sensitive, and
Yeah.
the phone that Ricky's talking about is very good for people that are sensitive to that. It's actually really good. You won't have any issue with it, and the RF is
Sensitive
great.
to what?
PWM dimming.
Certain
What's a PWM?
certain OLED frequencies that give people migraines and bad eye strain and stuff.
Yeah, like the worst.
Oh,
offender. Yeah, like
oh,
Samsung's
okay.
the worst offender for that actually.
So you're talking about the flicker, the fast refresh rate with
Yeah.
the flickering.
Right.
Okay. Well, this new Motorola phone actually has two settings in it. You can do a variable refresh rate from 0 to 120, or you can pick one that goes as high as 165, which is pretty impressive. But the display, the brightness, and the clarity of the Motorola is actually really good. It's not as good as the S23 Note, but it's close. That's right. You guys are going to call N77 C-band. I'm going to call my S23 Ultra S23
An
Note.
S23 Note.
That's right.
That's what I called the S22 Ultra when it first came out, was the S22 Note, because I upgraded from a Note 20 Ultra. Basically the same damn phone.
The only thing that worries me about the Moto is software support, but that's always been an issue with Motorola.
S23 Ultra is trash. No, it's not.
Big shout out to
Blasphemy.
EM Tech. Big shout out to EM Tech, who's reminding everybody to check out the Best Buy deals for trade-ins. I think you guys might actually get more money back on the trade-in.
Yeah,
This one from Baby Yodler, one of my mods and member. Appreciate all that you do, man. He said, "Which sexy Pixel mod are you getting?" Stop it. No sexy
Sneed,
Pixel.
let me answer this one.
All right, go ahead.
Technophiles.
S23 Note is the sexiest phone in America.
No phone
Ricky,
is sexy.
stop.
Dude, the S23 Ultra in the lavender color is my favorite color on any phone. It also looks beautiful with the cameras.
Oh my god.
However, I prefer the Pixel software.
Yeah.
No technophiles speak here, if you know what I mean.
Speaking of software, just to give you guys a heads up about what's coming out with Android 14, I'm telling you right now, the improvements they've made from 13 to 14 is amazing, especially in the camera roll with night shot. If you want to see some beta 14 photos with the night shot, go look on my Twitter. I posted some on the Vegas Strip at nighttime and with all the bright city lights, and it is amazing how it does. And there's a whole bunch of the phone it's much smoother. So when Android 14 comes out, it's gonna knock your socks off, knock Beanie socks off. Oh wait, yeah, okay, I'm confused there.
Yeah.
Isn't Android 14 already out for Pixel devices?
Yeah. Yes, as long as it's a 4A, was it 4A 5G?
I have a Pixel 5 and a Pixel 7a.
Yeah, should be out.
The S23 Ultra could be also called the S-band phone.
Oh boy, we got some real comedians here.
Speaking of S23 Ultra, mine's thermal throttling because I have it on max brightness all the time.
Well, mine doesn't do that.
Tape it to a window air conditioner duct.
Oh, my room is too warm.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I mean, you go out in the Vegas desert and you hold your S23 Ultra out in the sun. Yeah, it's going to overheat. I mean, it's a desert, you know.
If you throw it in the fire, it's going to overheat too.
Oh, PA Speed Testing Adventures. Back in the day, we used to get the Google Play Edition phones, and it would run stock Android, and Samsung was one of the manufacturers that would do it. I wish they would bring that back.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I realize that you guys have much more expensive phones than this, but the Moto G 2023 for $30 on Google Fi has both C-band and DoD.
That's good.
Yeah, it's a hell of a deal to get those band supports.
Different people
So
have different bands that work.
Ricky taking back shots on the Las Vegas strips. Pause.
What? What? Blasphemy.
Yeah, bro. What the hell?
Oh, my God. Yo, brutal.
I know, man. They're giving you a hard time, Rick. They're coming for blood tonight, man.
They sure are. Damn. Crazy.
Have the body armor because you never know.
I am so proud to be all your frenemies.
Nah, man. Ain't no frenemies here. It's all good. Ain't nobody tripping over here.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
just
sitting
looking
out
at
here.
the cheapest phone Samsung sells that has 5G, and it only supports N66, N71, and N41.
Listen, to be honest with you, all you need in this world is a phone with N71, and you need a T-Mobile SIM, and you are golden.
That's blasphemy.
I mean, you're
Dude,
getting
my
signal from
Pixel
the
has
moon, dog.
N71 on US Cellular.
35 miles.
You're missing something. You also need that N25. So
Well,
if
now
anyone-
you're adding capacity. You know, we were talking coverage.
No. So if
Oh,
you're in the
man.
middle of Death Valley, you can call if the scorpion bites you.
That's no natural gas.
Said what's happened in Vegas stays in Vegas, Rick. It's all you, bro.
That's right.
You see
That's
what
true.
I'm getting at? You see what I'm getting at there, Sneed? Get the
I do.
N71, N25, could climb El Capitan and send a RCS message to your friend of that beautiful view.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Remember to bring a shotgun with you just in case you need to
Oh,
shoot
man.
those wildlife that tries to bite you.
So are you guys ever had like bison burgers or bison quesadillas?
Yeah, bison
I
burger.
might have had a bison burger once.
Bison steak.
Yeah. Man.
USCC means US Cellular Corporation, right?
Yeah.
It sounds like a
EMTech
film
says that
from a
they're in
sci-fi-
hospice care.
Sci-fi video game.
Oh, jeez. EMTech said
Yeah,
US
they're
Cellular's
pretty
God
bad.
wears gator shoes.
USCC sounds like the nickname of a villain in a sci-fi video game or something.
All right,
Dude, I want
we're
US
gonna-
Cellular. I want US Cellular to be bought by Verizon so I can have Verizon service up here.
We're
Me
gonna
too.
go ahead and end the show, but I want everybody's favorite hashtag. So hit me with it in the live chat, whatever your hashtag of the night is. You could just kind of, I guess, exemplify whatever tonight's podcast was. Give it a live a hashtag for the live stream.
Eat the bear.
Hashtag eat the bear.
Hashtag T-Mobile the GOAT.
Yep. Hashtag T-Mobile the goat. I like
Yep.
that one.
Hey, boo boo, let's
Hashtag dump skunk. Hashtag skunk apes.
Hey, boo boo, let's hashtag feed the bear by eating some
Mhm.
picnic baskets.
Yeah.
Heard they got some shawarma in them.
Hashtag the
Hashtag-
snake cometh.
Oh,
damn.
just a reminder, everyone. Hashtag $32 trade-in on a
Yeah, so on your
Razor.
On your
Yeah.
next live stream, make sure you have some eagles in the live stream so they can like put the talons deep into the snake and rip it out of the grass and tear it to shreds. Mm-hmm. We got
Yo,
Tesla
shout out-
trying to drift in the parking lot. Oh, Carlos says hi. I'm hanging out
Oh,
with
what up,
Carlos.
bro?
SMT says howdy. Yeah, we're taking a coffee break from DoorDash in here.
Yeah, nice.
It's a beautiful Friday night in Las Vegas. Well,
So you
we're in
guys gonna be
Henderson
working through
actually.
the evening, right?
What's that?
You guys gonna be working through the evening?
Yeah. We've been working. I came on like 2:00. He came in like a lunch crowd, so he's been making dough all day, and I've been making dough all night. So
Man,
got to
Los is
pay
my
the bills
brother, man.
till the jobs start, man. Got to survive in Vegas, man.
Yeah, I know Los is busy, man. It was fun back in the day when he had more time and he was able to get on our live streams.
Yeah. Well, once I get my job started up and I get a schedule going on, I'm going to try to do some live streams, so you guys will be seeing me more. So,
all right,
what do you guys think of my live stream on the strip? Like Carlos does. I actually went and did a live stream just like Carlos does. Walked down the strip and everything. What do you guys think of it?
Hashtag Ricky's live streams return, bro. Hashtag return.
RLV Tech USA.
Will perform. I wonder how the networks will perform on the strip when the Formula One race happens.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Yeah,
I have a feeling only Verizon will work correctly.
Mm-hmm. What'd you think of that speed test on millimeter wave?
Get yourself a T-Mobile line and save the money and get a good network access, bro.
Yeah,
T-Mobile
and do that, and then you're gonna miss out on the 4 gig download.
Well, I'll say one thing in T-Mobile and Verizon's defense. At least they don't have a millimeter wave node pointing at a fountain.
Yo, hashtag Ricky breaking hearts, bro. Ricky slaying the Cougars, man. Damn.
Ricky might want to live stream food deliveries because I've heard about some food delivery people being scammed by some crooked people that they receive the food, but they lied and they say they didn't, so they could get away with it for free, and they end up losing their job. So you might want to have stream proof that you deliver the food. So if someone tries
no, there's a whole complete system in place. Yeah, there's whoever's telling you that is not true. That's not true. DoorDash is very safe.
Okay.
You have to get a background check and all kinds of stuff. Yeah, and the app is really good. It prevents anybody from getting scammed or ripped off. So it's safe.
All right, guys.
So DoorDash away, man. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you guys for hanging out with me on the panel. Everybody that stopped by to say hello.
Oh yeah.
All my
nice
live
to see you.
buddies on the live chat. Thank you guys and all the super
Sneed,
chats. Yeah.
Before we leave, what do you think will go further in Lake Erie? N71 or that Verizon millimeter wave node?
Oh,
I'm guessing the N71 might make it to Toronto, man.
No signal travels farther or faster.
Yeah. Shout out to S Blue Tech for his super chat. Big shout out to Baby Yoder, official 1-year member on the channel.
Oh yeah, make sure you buy Sneed a coffee too.
No, thank you guys.
Let's read
David had the coffee.
Sneed.
Yeah, these were the ones from before. Septian.
You saved them.
Yeah, these actually finally, bro, the StreamYard allows you to save them. So
nice.
Big shout out to Sept who hit us with the last 2 super chats. He's gonna get himself a good deal on a phone that could do all things cellular. And of course, Ricky, find that cougar, bro, and get your swerve on.
Oh no.
Hey, Sneed,
I'm good.
That phone does amazing on SA N71.
That's the name of the game.
Yep.
SA is fake SA.
That's it, guys. We out this piece. Thank you for everything. Great show. Peace.
Good night. See ya.
Good night, y'all.